just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. what I think. I will drown in pain. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pain. Freedom. Misdirection, you know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention, you never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah, yeah, yo, what up, yeah, free, yeah, yeah, yeah. Na 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 na. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Let's go. Come on. Sunday freedom, yeah. Free, yeah, yeah, yeah. Freedom. Yo. Free, yeah, 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 yeah. Yo. What's up? Oh, shit. All right. Dude, England beat Mexico? Dude, no, I mean, guys, if you want to talk World Cup, now, mind you, I don't know shit about World Cup, okay? I don't know shit about shit. But, dude, Norway beat Brazil, dude. What the fuck, bro? Norway beat Brazil. That's some crazy shit, bro. Right? I don't know something. I just know, like my son texted me about that. And I mean, I know enough to know that Brazil is like always near the top of that shit. And Norway, nobody ever heard anything about Norway playing soccer. But dude, hey, here's to Scandinavian socialism. Let's go. Oh, Scandinavian socialism in the house. But I mean, I suppose we should talk about that a little bit, right? You missed my face? All right. Well, here's my face. Here it is, the good side and the bad side. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, shit. Dude, let's go. Dude, I just think I don't know. I think it's ironic because I have a tweet about socialism that has been going viral. And it is this one. Hold on, let me show you guys this real quick. All right, because I have this tweet that has been going viral for the last couple of fucking days about socialism, right? And it's, where is it? It's this one. I have two tweets that have been like banging. Okay? I've never had as many tweets going like fucking batshit as I have in the last couple of days. But so I tweeted something about socialism that has caused quite a fucking stir. And here, let me find it. It was the one about right here, where it says socialism isn't free stuff. It's literally just using your tax dollars, doing something to benefit you and workers instead of buying stadiums for billionaires, right? Now, what's interesting about this is all the fucking quote tweets that went around with this, with people like Hutch got in here saying socialism is about ownership of the means of production. Oh, dude. And now this guy, though, do you guys know who Hutch is? Okay. He is a left winger, but he is like a weird fucking like centrist, like left person. He's not really a leftist. He's like a centrist weirdo. But you don't like this dude? This guy annoys me. He annoys me. You know why? Because he is such a like a non-proponent of fucking change. You know? And so he replied something and I said, dude, you're incorrect, right? And he's like, words can mean what they want me to mean. And I'm like, dude, I just think it's disingenuous to meet the world socialism with this fucking ownership of the means of production line, right? You know what I mean? Because this is like feeding into a right-wing talking point that is like, oh, if you have socialism, the government is going to control the means of production. For what industry? Right? The government, nobody who wants socialism in America wants the government to control all the businesses. Okay? And right? And I mean, that doesn't mean that they don't want ownership, whether it was like, you know, distribution of the wealth or, you know, a public like ownership percentage of the stock market that goes to fund social services. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could mean many things. But nobody for modern socialism wants the government to just own all of these industries and start making shit. Okay? And so for somebody to meet modern socialism with this antiquated decision
is like, it's totally disingenuous. And it is, in fact, playing into those right-wing nonsensical points. Because, like, you ready for this, guys? And I've been using this metaphor for a while. You ready? So, what is the definition of a telephone, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a telephone, guys. Okay? A telephone was a thing used, it was connected to a line, and it was used to dial up and call people, right? Remember the telephone? We all know our beloved Kornert phone. But this is also a telephone, guys. This is an iPhone. And the reason why I use this is because the definition of something in 1990 isn't necessarily the definition of something in fucking 2026. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, as technology advances and as we modernize, like, the definitions of things evolve a little bit as to what they mean and what they like account for, right? So when this guy Hutch reads my talk about socialism and says, no, socialism is the ownership of the means of production, he's talking about this socialism, okay? Like socialism as it was done in fucking 1950 by whatever, Cuba, okay? You know what I'm saying? But like, guys, and I don't want to diss Kermit phone, okay? But the point being is socialism today takes on new meanings, okay? It takes on new meanings. And it is, in general, I think socialism is about having the government mechanism like put a high level of importance on the health and you know, well-being of society, okay? Meaning using the money, using government power to make sure that society is functioning well and society's needs are being met, okay? You know? And so, I don't know, dude, it's like hard to have a discussion because there's like social democracy, there's democratic socialism. Now, what democratic socialism is, like the DSA, is a concept of getting rid of the profit motive for some of the, you know, the life necessary things. It's like taking the profit motive out of food, out of shelter, out of medical care, because those things are requirement, and energy production, you know? And so there is some sense of like wanting to have like, you know, removing profit motive from some of the industries that we need to survive. But I like, you know what I'm saying? The Kyle still calls it the workers owning the means of production. Yeah, but that can look very different in today's world, guys. I mean, I think modern socialism is not necessarily about owning the means of production outright. I mean, certainly there could be public ownership in the stock market. I would be totally down for that, for having like, you know, having society, having the public have a stake in the markets as opposed to just a wealthy few. But I think modern socialism, like democratic socialism, is about removing the profit motive from those industries that are required for our survival. And then it is about like, you know, I mean, they're one of the things they always scare is they're like, oh, they want the government to like run everything. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think they want to have the public having a stake in the, you know, in the markets and in the financial, like the wealth of the nation. But this idea that, like, if we have socialism here, that means the government is going to take over all the businesses. I think that's nonsense. I mean, there are so many different kinds of businesses, guys. There's no, I don't think there's any benefit. Like, for example, you ready? Let's look at Mamdani. Okay, for example, Mamdani opening up a city-run grocery store. Okay, that is not trying to own the means of production. That is not trying to fucking, like, take over all of the existing grocery stores. It is merely trying to provide a like affordable grocery store, especially in food desert neighborhoods. Okay. And I mean, in fact, providing some level of competition. I mean, to be honest with you guys, at this point, socialism would almost be like the government being used to provide a competitive market with, capitalist enterprises. I mean, I still think that focusing on this aspect of socialism is sort of ridiculous. Okay? I do. I think this is ridiculous because I don't think that's the primary goal. The primary goal of democratic socialism or social democracy is to make sure that the taxpayer funds are benefiting people in more than just building an extensive military. You know what I mean? Because, guys, can I just tell you, capitalism has changed. Okay? Capitalism has changed, guys. When I was in college, I was briefly an econ business major because all my fraternity brothers were business majors. And let me just tell you this story. We learned about supply and demand. That, when there's a high demand for a product, we got to make more supply. And then if there's a high demand for a product, somebody making the thing slightly cheaper is now creating competition. So everybody's going to lower their price to compete, blah, blah, blah. So, like, capitalism doesn't work that way anymore, guys. Now, capitalism is like, if we restrict supply, we make more money. Okay? And when there's only 5 companies that own all the products in your grocery store, it's real easy for them to restrict supply. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, now, everything is made more valuable by restricting supply. Buy a whole bunch of houses and don't rent them all out. Boom. Everything just got made more valuable, right? Buy a whole bunch of housing and then don't rent it. Make it all Airbnbs. And boom. Now all of a sudden rents everywhere go up more. It's like the game is different. Okay. So a lot of times when you have fewer and fewer companies providing the goods, there's not even a competitive market anymore. Yes, people are colluding to fix prices because there's no longer competitive markets. So at this point, a government-run grocery store is going to provide some competition with locally owned grocery stores that would make them have to compete. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, I don't know, dude. This shit bothers me. It does. Dude, neoliberalism, I guess, is starting to bother me. I didn't really see it that clearly, guys. I didn't really see it until the Trump second term is now when I'm really seeing it. Where the Democratic Party now is like, even with Trump's second term, they're willing to burn shit to the ground. And that is so crazy, guys. It is so crazy to me that they're still doing this shit. You know? I mean, I think there was a time when capitalism was good. You know, there was a time when capitalism was good, when there were some guardrails to prevent people at the top from getting out of control. But now it is like, now everything is like way out of control. You know, things are so consolidated, and there's so much money in politics, and there's so much influence from people with money. Right? Dude's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, the monopolies are like out of control, guys. You know, but so yeah, that's my thoughts on that, guys. That you know, that we are not okay. It's like, and now you know, obviously Donald Trump has jumped right to communism, right? Communism. Oh, communism. Oh, the communists. It's the new word, right? The greatest problem facing America, the greatest threat since America began is now communism, right? 6 months ago, it was immigrants. 6 months before that, it was transgender people. Now, communism. Yeah. Fucking pisses me off. But I honestly, though, guys, I don't like this. I don't like that we have, you know, I don't like the fact that they're, you know, like, I don't know. I just don't like this guy. Okay. I don't like this guy. I don't like that look at what his thing says. He says, I want Republicans to lose elections so they don't do harm. I have no other politics right now. But like, guys, I don't think that is a long-term tenable solution. I mean, obviously, we all want Republicans to lose. But, like, can we have a politics about what we're going to do if we win? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it that we want Republicans to lose. That's fine. Of course. But what do we do when they lose? Like, having our politics only be making sure Republicans lose that's not going to do much. That's not necessarily going to save us. That is merely only going to like stop the bleeding. And in fact, if our only politics is to make Republicans lose and we don't have some measure of what we're going to do with that power, we are only going to give them bigger wins down the road and cause greater problems down the road. Like, we have to have a politics of what are we going to do? What are we about? Like, what are we for? Because, guys, let me just tell you, can I just say that Trump is going to be done in 2 years? And so we're not going to have we're not going to be fighting Trump anymore. Simply being against Trumpism isn't going to have the same fanfare 2 years from now. Okay? I really want to not only have a politics of like, let's prevent them from winning, and then like, okay, all right, we prevented them from winning, so now what? Well, now we're going to rename a bunch of post offices, and we're going to, you know, we're going to pass a housing bill that says, venture capitalists can't buy any more homes, but they can buy up all the goddamn apartment buildings. Oh, yeah, great. Good job, guys. Like our bipartisan housing bill that they just passed, even if Trump signs that thing or it becomes a law, it's a piece of shit, guys. Okay? That new housing bill is a piece of shit. I mean, it's going to limit the damage that they can do to the single family homes market, but they're just going to start buying up apartments en masse. And the net result is rental prices all over the country are going to fucking go through the roof, guys. Okay? If you're white and if you have access to a down payment, your parents have a little bit of money, you're going to be able to buy a home. Okay? The people that are white, the people that have money for a down payment, the people that can get co-signers and get a home loan, they're going to be able to buy a house, okay? Because it's going to prevent the consolidation of the single family home market. But everybody else who's renting and trying to save money for a home, they're going to lose out because all the VC is going to buy apartment buildings like you wouldn't believe. They're going to snap them up, I bet. I bet they're going to snap up all the apartment buildings, guys. The VC is going to just buy them up. You know what I'm saying? Dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗏, I mean, you know, it's interesting. 𝗙𝗪𝗏, you see what 𝗙𝗪𝗏 says right there? That's an interesting thing right there. Look at that. I venture to guess that this is actually a part of it, guys. The housing crisis started with people wanting to be single, right? I mean, think about it. That's possible, guys. You know what I'm saying? That you know, people buying homes individually instead of as married couples, I'm sure that contributed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a change in non-married, non-family starting individuals, certainly, you know, wealthier people buying more homes. Okay, you have the wealthier people buying more and more homes. You have people not getting married and buying homes. So, right, the pandemic had an impact on it for sure, right? I mean, dude, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of things. A lot of places didn't make enough housing, you know, and some of it, guys, is zoning. I don't know where you live, but here in Oregon, we've had problems with housing because of zoning, and a lot of places have this. If you live in, like, you know, neighborhoods that are moneyed neighborhoods, a lot of time they have zoning that only allows a single family home on each lot. And so then, you know, that like jacks up the price, the value of those houses. But then there's a housing shortage because many of those neighborhoods, they could be building apartments, multifamily or, you know, multi-unit condos, and they don't, you know. So zoning is a big issue too. And it's hard though. Okay? It is hard. It is hard because also you don't want people's home values to crash. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hard sort of thing. Like, obviously, if you own a home, you don't want the home to become less than what you paid for it. You know? So I don't know. I don't know that there's an easy answer, but I know that venture capital buying apartment buildings is not part of the answer at all, guys. All right? It's not part of it at all. Oops. Let's look at the FIFA, guys. This is another interesting news. Yeah, it's I mean, dude, it's like, I don't know. I don't know that we have necessarily like super easy answers. I don't think necessarily that we have super easy answers to some of these bigger problems. Hold on, I'm going to go get some water. more available housing in America. Yeah, Vero, I mean, I'm telling you right now, a huge part of the American housing situation has to do with an artificial restriction of supply. Okay, there are certainly zoning issues, and there are certainly like not building enough new homes that contribute. But part of it is people are buying shit, right? A whole bunch of people Airbnb'd units because they can make as much money without even having the thing occupied, and it's less wear and tear on their property. Certainly in cities, that's a popular thing. But then also, you know, like people have been they buy a whole bunch of homes and leave them empty. You know, venture capital has been buying up entire markets. Let me get some water. I'll BRB. Here, enjoy a lovely tune while I'm gone.
You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want.
Yo, 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 yo. All right. Dude, I love that song. It's a good tune. All right. All right. So this is interesting news, guys. What did you fucking think of this? Guys, this is crazy. So this is the first time since 1962 that a red card has been overturned in the World Cup. That's pretty insane when you think about it, dude. 66 years, guys. Or 64 years, right? 64 years since the last time they overturned a red card. Now, here's where it gets wild. Because a bunch of Americans are probably okay with it because it benefits America. But like, dude, what the fuck, bro? The fact that, you know, this red card happens, people are upset about it, they're pissed at it, then Trump goes behind the scenes. Remember the FIFA Peace Prize? And he just calls up the fucking guy that made up the FIFA Peace Prize. So now America gets a free special treatment, and their guy gets a red card removed right before a match. And it's like, yo, that seems really dirty, because now even if America wins, everybody's going to be like contesting it. It's not going to be a win on solid ground. And this is crazy. Now, if you wonder, guys, why people sort of root against America, I think this is one of those situations. Okay? This is one of those situations, guys. He asked FIFA to review the suspension, and all of a sudden, just like that, it's overturned. First time since 1962 that a red card has been nullified. All right? He called Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, in the hours after the soccer team played Wednesday, asked him to review the suspension, and then on Sunday they reversed it. Okay? Now, this is fucking right. He literally gave Trump the FIFA Peace Prize. Jesus, bro. And now this is where we're at. We go from the FIFA Peace Prize to Trump being upset at a call in the game, and that shit like rolling over. Okay? And then it also says that Howard Lutnick and Andrew Giuliani, right, the executive director of the White House Task Force on the World Cup, engaged lawyers to try and appeal, even though FIFA has rules against those kinds of appeals. Okay? So they were like trying to apply whatever legal pressure they could. Boy, you ready for this, guys? Hold on. It's like, it's too bad Donald Trump can't apply that same pressure like to his DOJ to call him up and say, yo, what's up, Trumpy here? Why don't we look into this Epstein shit? Why don't we get those Epstein files released? Can we get some review on that Epstein case? Can we take a look at all of those Epstein crimes and see if we can charge somebody? But, dude, he'll flex his nuts to call FIFA about a red card, but I'll be damned if he won't call his own DOJ and be like, yo, guys, that Epstein shit's really bothering me, that there's a whole bunch of guys who grape teen girls. Can we do something about that? I mean, dude, you got Lutnick on the case, dude, in the soccer. Dude, Lutnick. Yo, Mr. Lutnick, please. Yeah, Howard, what's up? Political punk here. So I got a question for you, buddy. Because you're getting a bunch of lawyers and, you're taking a swipe at FIFA over the red card. But what about that Epstein shit? What about all your lies? What about you taking your kids to Epstein Island? Yeah, you calling any lawyers about that? Hello? Oh, shit. Dude, he hung up on me. Yo, hello? Dude, fucker, Lutnick. Oh, shit, dude. All right, he doesn't want to talk. Dude, we'll get him later. Fucking Lutnick, bro. Jesus. Oh, my God. Right? FIFA did not respond to a request for comment, but confirmed Mr. Balogun's eligibility after The Athletic reported the reversal. The Belgian Federation reacted with fury. In a statement, it described being astonished by FIFA's decision to declare suspended U.S. player Florian Balogun eligible to play in the USA-Belgium match. The Federation added it was investigating all potential options. But now, guys, can we take this up a notch? Okay, you ready? Because check this out. Hear me out on this. There is another layer here of toxicity, guys. Because you have the FIFA president, the FIFA Peace Prize guy, licking Trump's ass. You have Trump calling on behalf of ooh, I want to try and help the USA win. Can you change the rules for my guy? And the FIFA president says, yes, I can, Mr. Trumpy. Oh, FIFA Peace Prize. But you ready for this? The player, okay? This player is a birthright citizen, guys. This player was a U.S. citizen because his mother was pregnant and they wouldn't let her board the plane. He's a birthright citizen, okay? The birthright that Donald Trump and all of his people are trying to overturn, the birthright citizenship that they decry on TV as the worst possible thing, the end of America. Oh. But this guy's a birthright citizen. His pregnant mother couldn't get on a plane, so he was born in the U.S., and he became a citizen, and now Trump's like, let me call and get this birthright citizen's red card overturned, right? So to help us win a soccer match, okay? Isn't that crazy? Like, come on, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? These people, they they have zero integrity. Zero integrity, okay? They have no fucking integrity whatsoever, all right? Look at this shit, all right? Look at this, okay? Right? His parents are from Nigeria, okay? His parents were visiting, right? Look at this. His parents were living in London. They're Nigerian. They were living in London. They visited New York when his mom was 7 months pregnant. Airline staff did not allow her to board the family. It's crazy, okay? Because he grew up in England, guys, okay? I don't know that he's ever even lived in the United States. I'm serious, all right? He literally, I don't think because he was playing in England, in London, at the age of 8, okay? He literally was born here in Brooklyn, and then I think he's lived his whole life in fucking, in London, in the UK. Dude, are there any people of color in Trump's cabinet? There's one, okay? There is one person of color in Trump's cabinet, and it was, right? It's this guy. Housing and urban development, guys. It's always HUD, okay? Scott Turner. That's the only person of color, right? I mean, there is 𝗙cie Patel, but the only black person is just like Ben Carson. It's the urban housing and urban development, right? Scott Turner is Trump's one black member of his cabinet, and it was Ben Carson the first time, the physician. Dude, isn't that funny? I mean, it's sad, but it's like at least Trump is consistent, dude. Yes, the word urban means black in Trump's realm. But guys, I hate to say this, though. Can I just tell you, though, guys, this urban and black thing, it goes beyond this shit, okay? Because a classic example is the Grammys, all right? I'm telling you, the Grammys, okay? It's the difference between what was the fucking guy who just won the Grammys? Oh, what was the guy's name? He's like Beck. What's the guy's name, dude? I'm trying to remember. Hold on. It was, dude, I have his album, but I can't remember his name. It is, hold on. Find it right now. Dude. Fuck, bro. Hold on. Dude, why am I having trouble? No, he's a solo artist. Host. It was. Hold on. Tyler, the Creator. Okay? That's who I was thinking about. Right? He made an album that fucking did very well a while back that was like black. It was like he's like a black guy that was also like Beck with like multiple fucking musical influences and shit like that. But his album got put in the urban category, whereas if Beck had done an album similarly, it would have ended up in the pop category. And this is another one of those things that happen where if black artists do anything that they get lumped into fucking that urban sort of catchphrase or whatever. Whereas Beck will rap and do fucking music that has world music behind it. And it's always put in the fucking pop category, right? And that's like a big different, or an alternative rock or whatever, right? And so there are a lot of those, I don't know. There are a lot of those things where black people get sort of wedged into, into these spaces that you don't know who Beck is. Dude, Beck is good. Tyler, the Creator's really good too, though. Dude, he's really like wild. His, I don't know. I like those sort of one-man guys that sort of break the, they break they break the mold. Like one of the things that Beck did was he mixed folk music and like bluegrassy music with like, white guy rapping and kind of like a noise metal rock with like DJ beats, and it's really unique. But if you listen to Tyler, the Creator, he does a similar type of thing where he takes rapping and singing and beats and like, hip hop, but he also mixes it with like world music into a fusion of something that is like really like brand new. Tyler, the Creator's very Beck-like, but the black guy version of it. And so it's just really, it's really interesting that good record though. The record that I have in my library is Igor, right? From 2019. It's fucking good album. Dude, good album. Good fucking record, dude. All right. In a statement, the White House confirmed that Trump and Infantino had spoken about the red card and added that the correct and proper outcome was achieved after what it described as an independent review. The White House said the U.S. government had provided information for that process. It declined to provide any additional details. Dude! What can I ask you? Like, guys, the White House said the U.S. government provided information for the independent review. Like, what information did the U.S. government have? Did they have some Starlink satellite photos of the match? Like, right? Oh shit. Now, I mean, I saw the original call. I don't follow soccer, so I don't know how accurate that call was, guys. I don't know how accurate that call was. I saw the replay or whatever, and it was, I don't know how soccer does shit, but was it a bang bang play, or did he step on the shit? I don't know. But I do know this. is I know that the call was made, the player was punished, and then Trump called his buddy and this shit got overturned. And to me, that seems weird because think about this, guys. If somebody else had gotten a red card and their government called FIFA and FIFA changed it, I mean, you would think like everybody would be balking at that, you know? So that is pretty wild, you know? You guys, I see you guys still talking about Beck. Dude, Beck is amazing, all right? And I have to say this too, right? Let me just show you here, because this guy, Justin Meldau Johnson and Beck, a guy I went to high school with, is fucking Beck's bass player, okay? This guy, Justin Meldau Johnson, right? He went to Hoover High, dude. All right? This guy, I used to get in car chases with this dude, and he ended up being Beck's bass player for fucking forever, dude. Oh, I didn't know he was born in Eugene. That's crazy. Dude, we went to Hoover together. And so I have a personal connection to Beck. He was always good though, dude. He was like crazy musician in high school. He used to play bass in the jazz band, and he had this bass with like no headstock, this little bass. He was so good. And then he went on to play with Beck, and he played with 9 Inch Nails, and he does a bunch of producing and shit. So Beck is crazy. Dude, he met Beck like shit. I didn't realize he fucking met Beck right out of high school. Regraduated in fucking, you know, we graduated in 87 together. Beck is a Scientologist. Is he? I didn't even know that. Dude, there's a lot of weird fucking people in Los Angeles, guys. All right? There are a lot of weird fucking people in Los Angeles. Dude, that's fucking fucked up, guys. Dude, did you see all the memes? Okay. They were doing these memes. This was the fucking big meme that Trump was retweeting, right?
You get a red card. I have the Trump card. I win. What? That's not how it works. You get a red card. Nah, bro, I have the Trump card. I win. What? That's not how it works.
Dude, what are we doing? Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude. Dude, I fucking, like, I want the pine box so bad. All right, I'm getting the dance party going. Oh my God, bro. Jesus. Dude. Crazy. See, I don't know. Like, I don't know how that, like, do people normally get a red card for this shit? I mean, it's like, it was hard for me to gauge this play because it did seem like, it did seem a little bit like he fucking was stepping on him. Right? It did seem like he fucking was stepping on him, but, you know, it's a pretty fast, like, these things can be bang, bang. It's a pretty crazy fucking step, dude. Dude, Dark Woke, let's go! But again, though, you know, the call is the call, right? I guess the call is the call. You know, regardless, the fact that the FIFA Peace Prize winner called FIFA and all of a sudden the call got overturned. Right? I mean, it's a pretty crazy foul. Now, you ready? What happens? What happens if Belgium wins? Right? You think this is going to create? You think Belgium wants to be Norway right now? Like, you think Belgium right now is like gunning to supercharge this thing? I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that's pretty crazy, though. I think overturning a call like that is pretty wild. Dude, did Trump retweet that? Dude, what an idiot, bro. God, he's so gross, dude. He didn't actually retweet that, did he? Oh my God. Oh, I thought it was Scott Baio. All right. Dude, this president's, like, the president's whatever True Social account is fucking crazy, guys. Like, what the fuck is this, boss? You know what I'm saying? Like our... So it was 12 hours ago that he tweeted that? Okay. Dude, the president, his Truth Social is crazy. It is, dude. The shit he fucking tweets, it is so gaudy. Gaudy is such a great way of putting it. The president of the United States is tweeting him fucking like arm wrestling Hulk Hogan. Like, bro, what the fuck have we been reduced to? And he retweets like the shittiest memes from like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, who is this, dude? Who the fuck is this, bro? Dude, what in the AI? Who is that? That's not Melania. This is like an AI photo, guys. Dude, who the fuck is this woman? Dude, that's AI Melania. That is not Melania Trump. I mean, what are we even talking about, bro? Dude, look at what the fuck, bro? She's got size 18 feet. I mean, look at this leg, dude. What the fuck is that, bro? What in the fucking AI photo is this? Jesus, bro. Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Dude. The backup leg? The backup? Oh my God. Dude, he's just like tweeting some random fucking photo. And he fucking a meme about Georgia Maloney, right? What the fuck, dude? This is the president of the United States. Like, dude. And look at this. You ready? Hold on, guys. You ready? Look at this shit, dude. Let me just show you here. Hold on, we're gonna go back. All right, we have to go back. I want to show you something here. Look at this. Hold on, let me find the one of these old ones. Oh, I think they deleted them. There's got to be one in here somewhere though. Okay, so they fucking, so the thing about this that is crazy is look at this. You ready? So December 4th of 2021. We don't talk about this enough now. So during the pandemic, during 2020 and during 2021, Mr. Beast was getting paid by Bill Pulte to create his online following. Okay? Pulte had no internet following. Okay, and then Mr. Beast did a series of promotions like this, saying, let's have some fun. I'm going to give away $30,000 to one random person who retweets this tweet and follows Pulte and me. We'll show proof of paying winner. So what Mr. Beast did during the pandemic at his peak of fame was Pulte was paying him and doing giveaways. And Mr. Beast would say, you got to be following me and Pulte, and then we're giving away 30 grand. And then Pulte became this like money giveawayer guy that was like well known with the Mr. Beast audience. That's how Pulte got his 3 million followers, was by paying Mr. Beast to do these things and giving away money. And then Donald Trump made Pulte the director of federal housing, and now Pulte is the acting director of national intelligence. Okay? This guy has no intelligence background. This guy has no, like, he's like a real estate guy. Okay? And he only became well known because he paid Mr. Beast to, like, you know, promote him and get him a whole bunch of followers. Right? Which is crazy, right? It's why when you look at Pulte, he's got 3 million followers, but look at his engagement, dude. For 3 million followers, like a lot of his tweets don't get a lot of likes, okay? 3 million followers. That's not a lot of engagement for 3 million followers. Not at all, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, he should be getting fucking huge. Like 3 million is a lot of followers. Like he should be getting not like 1,000 likes when he tweets. He should be getting, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 3 million. That's a lot. Dude, that's a lot of fucking followers, dude. 3 million. I mean, 100,000 followers will get 1,000 likes per tweet, right? But I mean, most of his following is super inactive because it's all fake. Okay. It was, he got this huge online following, and now he's the director of national intelligence, a guy that got his online Twitter following by Mr. doing giveaways with him. Isn't that wild? Like this guy is not even a real well-known personality. He's fake from the bottom up. And I mean, dude, they did so many of these challenges, guys. This was completely how he got his following. They were doing this like every couple of months. Doing giveaways. Here, look at this. There's another one from 2019. He did this for years. Gonna give away 30,000 to one random person. You gotta follow Twitter philanthropist 𝗙𝗪𝗏 and me, right? And look at this shit. This was fucking 2019. The same shit, guys. Isn't that crazy? That is fucking wild, dude. 2019 for years. And look at partnering with him just makes sense because he also likes helping people. No, he was getting paid, dude. He was getting paid to do this shit for years. And now 𝗙𝗪𝗏 is fucking the director of national intelligence. Dude, kill us now. Okay? I didn't realize Mr. was a fraud. Oh, dude, of course you know Mr. is a fucking paid stooge, guys. I mean, come on. The thing about Mr. that nobody realizes is Mr. went to an incredibly pricey private school, okay? He went to an incredibly pricey private fucking school. Very, very wealthy private school, all right? And so Mr. is not some fucking working class Joe that, I mean, if you go back and even look at his very first video when he gave the 10 grand to that homeless guy, it was like so awkward. I mean, he essentially, fucking has, done his like awkward giveaways and corporate sponsorships from like the very beginning. All of his fucking videos have always had some sort of corporate sponsorship. I mean, dude, it's gnarly. Yeah, it does make it out like, oh, he's just some random kid on the internet. But dude, he was from went to one of the wealthiest fucking private schools in North Carolina, right? And then he started this YouTube channel, and from the very beginning, he always had these corporate sponsors, like always. And then all of his shit is just exploitation. Okay, his shit is billionaire porn, is what I like to call it, guys. Billionaire porn. Okay, it is, dude. Follow you so you can get in Trump's cabinet. Let's go, missing piece, kicking it off, dude. Billionaire porn. It is like they're people that are exclusively like making Skrilla, making big corporate money, but they're making it seem like, oh, I'm a philanthropist. I'm really out there helping the world. Because this is what billionaires do, guys, is they use charity and philanthropy. They use charity and philanthropy as a means of like tax sheltering and making themselves look like they're really good fucking oh, I'm just out here saving the world. And it's like, no, you're not. You're out here exploiting fucking, right? You know what I'm saying? He's exploiting homelessness, and he's exploiting the fact that people are desperate for money, and there's this huge wealth gap by making people do outlandish shit and giving away money. And in the end, he ends up giving away the money to all his friends. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He like has a bunch of his rich YouTuber friends compete for money. Dude, such a fucking clown, bro. You know? Oh shit. Dude, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, there's our fucking director of national intelligence, guys. Right? There he is. I mean, it is pretty sad. And you know, and again, even when you look at, like, you know, like I know he's, as he's gotten like bloated and bigger, he's tried to do more and more, you know, like shit to sort of like, you know, make near billionaires seem like good guys, right? But I think the idea of like wealthy people not paying taxes and then them being looked at as good influences because they do charity is kind of a ruse. I mean, it really is, because ultimately they get to pick and choose who gets to be their benefactors, right? They avoid paying taxes, and then they pick their chosen causes and people to like invest money in. And so that shit is fucking, you know. Dude, what is this person doing, boss? I don't know what they're doing, but your messages were getting a little weird. You know, appreciate you, but what the fuck, bro? Dad. Dude, yeah. There we go. Sorry, I just couldn't look at any more of that shit. I was like, dude, what is going on there? Jesus. You knew they would get the boot? I mean, I was trying to be fucking patient. You know, I'm trying to be understanding. But guys, this sort of like the billionaire philanthropy has sort of been the thing that people do since I was little. That's just always been a thing, guys. Right? All right, let's move on. It's been a thing, guys. It's been like, you know, people do, you know, billionaires do philanthropy, and then they try to like insist that they're the good guys. Right? They, you know, like billionaires bilk money, they don't pay taxes, they corner markets, they fucking loot in every possible way. And then it's like, oh, but I donated money. I donated, you know, $100,000, which is a dime to them, and it's tax deductible, but then they donate it to like somebody they know. Okay. They donate it to a cause that is like a friend of theirs. So they're getting a tax deduction and helping somebody else that is sort of in their circle, right? And then they're supposed to look at the good guy. And I mean, guys, it's not even billionaires. It's like, you know, Aiden Ross is a perfect example, okay? Aiden Ross is this gamer dude. When I was coming up in gaming, he was like the big guy that had blown up, right? So what Aiden Ross would do is he would go out and do something like really homophobic or super toxic or super racist. He would like do some really nasty shit. And then he would go out and give like his security guy a $50,000 watch. And then all the kids would be like, oh my God, did you see what Aiden Ross did? He just gave his security guy a $50,000 watch. Or he just bought a computer for like a poor kid, right? And like clockwork, right after he does something extraordinarily racist, he goes and does something where he gives somebody $10,000 and everyone's like, oh my God, he cares so much. And it's like, yo, dude, that is like a PR racket right there, you know? And I mean, but they're kids. All his followers are kids, so they're like, whatever. They instantly forget about all that bad shit. And they believe the narrative of like, wow, he's so generous, right? He's generous because he gave a $50,000 watch that was probably paid for by the gambling company, right? Stake paid for a watch, and Aiden Ross gave it to his security guy. Dude. Oh, shit. Yes, they keep the money sloshing around the friend groups. Exactly. They do. They keep their money. They put their money into their own friends' charities, essentially, and or business partners' charities, and or charities that help their political causes. And like, you know, it's pretty fucked up, guys. It is pretty fucked up. It's all a con. All right, guys. Dude, we got 7 minutes, baby. 29 and 7. Speaking of capitalism, let's go. Let's go. Dude, you see Elon going off on Mamdani? Dude, Elon saying Mamdani's not a builder. It's like, bro, I have some very strong feelings about that. Where I said that, you know, Mamdani's building like a social movement. And dude, Elon doesn't even build anything. The people that work for Elon build shit. Elon doesn't build anything. He just moves money around. He doesn't build shit, right? And his own kids don't even talk to him. So like, what are we even talking about? Like Elon wants to badmouth Zoran Mamdani? Dude, Mamdani's building a social movement. Okay, Elon is a vampire, you know? And in fact, Doge, dude, missing piece, let's go. Give away 10K to the second super chat. Let's go, baby. I will give myself a 10K. I'll give myself 5K when we hit the goal. How's that? Dude, 28 and 6, baby. Let's go, let's get it. Dude, Elon, like Doge, in fact, increased the deficit, guys. Right here, right? Doge increased the deficit. The grand experiment fell apart, all right? Dude, so Doge self-deletes on July 4th. Isn't that crazy? So Doge ended on July 4th of 2026. And in fact, they didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. It increased the deficit, guys. Isn't that crazy? Unbelievable. Dude. Dude. What the fuck, bro? Dude, living, loving guidance. Let's go. Thank you. Dude, thank you, living love. Appreciate you, boss. Let's go 4 minutes, guys. You want a dance party or you want a dance party? Let's go. Dude, let's go. Dark Nate. They got rid of a bunch of wildland firefighters. Dude, they got rid of so much. And I mean, what we saw from the deposition is the shit they got rid of, they didn't even have any rhyme or reason for getting rid of it. It was just anything that had to do with transgender, LGBTQ, or any type of social cause. They didn't look into like whether it was saving money or not. And, you know, those depositions were brutal. All right. Crazy. Dude, let's go. 3 minutes, guys. 27. Dude, we've done it before, baby. Let's get it. 27 and 3. So now they have the National Design Studio, right, to redesign websites and digital services, right? Yikes. Dude, Doge, what a disaster. It accomplished nothing. It fucking, I mean, they got a bunch of data, but they accomplished absolutely nothing. 2 minutes. They're the ones building the bunker. I mean, I hate to say this though, guys. I don't think this bunker, whatever, I don't think this ballroom's going to be finished by 2028, guys. I mean, when has Donald Trump ever done anything, right? When has Donald Trump ever done anything on schedule? Dude, Dark Woke Nate, let's go. The main hacker, you mean Big Balls? Big Balls? Yeah, I don't think it's going to finish, guys. Honestly. I know Trump has this, like, wants this bunker, but dude, nothing he does gets done well or on time. So even if he does build a bunker down there, he'll probably go down there and the fucking thing will collapse on him. I mean, it will be like everything else Trump does that ends up way over budget and takes 5 times longer than it should. I just don't think it's going to be fucking finished. All right, dude, 26. We need a big minute, baby. Let's go. The ballroom. Paula's prayers. Let's go, Paula, in the house. Sing it! Hey! Let's go. Doge. Jesus, what a fucking disaster. All right, let's move on to Karoline Leavitt. All right. Dude, Karoline Leavitt is fucking... Guys, I've never had a tweet go as crazy as this Karoline Leavitt tweet, dude. Look at this shit, bro. This was, I tweeted this fucking 2 days ago, right? About the silver spoon comments. Look at this tweet, guys. July 3rd, 2 days ago, okay? It's not even... I mean, today's the 5th. Yeah, so 48 hours ago, dude, 4 million views and 212,000 likes. This is my most liked tweet of all time. It even outdid the one about the Black Panther guy, which is crazy because people are flipping out about her fucking comments. Okay, she made these comments about Gen Z. But dude, let's watch her comment and then we'll reflect on her being the speaker. Because, and I have another one here that I tweeted just a couple of hours ago that is starting to blow up too. Because there's a lot of this shit about Gen Z happening right now. Okay? Isn't that crazy? That thing is fucking nuts. Hold on, let me reset our dance party goal, because we didn't make it, but we made 5 out of the 30, so that's a good start. We'll try to get 15, and then we'll get the last 10 after that. We'll do it in small, doable chunks. She's your daughter's age? Yeah, I mean, dude, the comments she made were crazy, okay? Just absolutely crazy. We're going to start with 15. We'll get the 15. We'll try it in 15 minutes. See what we can get. See where we get after that. All right, so here's the comment she made. Now, obviously, when I have a tweet that is blowing up like this, it's like this, obviously, this is resonating. But let's look at the comment she made that started all this off, okay? Because she was talking to Jesse Waters. It was here, right here. Okay, you ready? And this is their reaction to communism and the DSA and all this. But, all right, you ready? Here's what she says. We'll let you just hear it from the horse's mouth, and then we'll go back and analyze it.
To come here right now.
Some of these kids, and I call them kids because they're in their 20s, and they've never had real jobs, and they're complaining things are expensive. Yes, things are expensive when you don't have a real job.
That's right.
Do you think that's getting traction, complaining?
Unfortunately, I do, because this generation, my generation, I hate to say it, Gen Z and those younger than me have been raised with just silver spoons in their mouth, just getting everything handed to them. That's not the values this country was built on. It was built on meritocracy and hard work, pulling up your sleeves, pulling yourself up from your bootstraps, and achieving the American dream. And we need to protect it with all we got.
Is it laziness?
A little bit.
Is it because the professors said the country's corrupt, it's evil, and we just need to shake them down and hand money out?
It's laziness, and it's the liberal indoctrination. You bring up a great point about our education system. However, I will say, a silver lining, so many parents that I talk to across the country are homeschooling, are turning to private education, are turning towards Christian schools across the country because they don't want their children being taught these communist and liberal ideas slammed down their throat. It's why President Trump in the White House has advocated so strongly for school choice across the country. We want kids to be taught to love our country. They should. It is the greatest country in the history of the world.
All right. I say, if they misbehave, just make all these young kids join the army, right? Shape them up. I almost had to.
Send them to Cuba. Send them to Iran. They'll want to come back real quick.
That's a good point. They can say hi to the gay Ayatollah. Thank you so much, and welcome back, Karoline.
God, these people are so despicable, guys. They're so despicable. But let me go into my tweet that has been blowing up for the last 2 days, where I said Karoline Leavitt went to an expensive private high school, which she did, a private Catholic school, almost $20,000 a year for her high school. Then she worked in the White House immediately when she got out of college. She got out of college and went right to working for the president of the United States. Then she married a billionaire real estate developer her daddy's age. And so I'm like, yo, what kind of spoon is that, right? A $20,000 a year high school. Your first job is working for the president. And then you marry a billionaire who's your daddy's age. Like, bro, what the fuck? Now, she also ran for Congress and lost. She owes over $300,000. Over 300 grand she owes from her congressional campaign that she's not paid back yet, because they were supposed to refund a whole bunch of donations they took after she canceled her campaign. They haven't refunded that money. Okay. They haven't paid their bills. Now, on top of that, here's her with her fucking daddy husband. And I said, hey, Gen Z, stop being so lazy and marry yourself one of those wealthy real estate developers that's your dad's age, like all the bootstrappers do, right? All the bootstrappers fucking like marry their fathers, right? Marry rich guys that are as old as their dad. Isn't that fucking nuts? It's so crazy. Now, can we go back and revisit, though, some of this shit where she said in the beginning, guys, she said that, like, Gen Z are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Dude, she works for a guy who literally got $400 million from his father. Donald Trump got $400 million from his dad. What kind of spoon is that? Right? Like, what is she talking about? And she said that America's a meritocracy. Dude, Pete Hegseth is the director. He's the head of the DOD. That guy was in the military less than 8 years. Half of it was the National Guard. He never led men in combat. He was never a senior officer of any kind, but he's the head of the DOD. Dude, we just looked at Bill Pulte, who is now the director of national intelligence. The guy's never worked in intelligence. The guy was like a real estate guy who got a fake social media following by paying Mr. Beast. That's not meritocracy. RFK Jr., dude, he was a heroin addict who got kicked out of every school. And he's an environmental lawyer, and he gets the head of HHS. Not even a doctor, okay? Kristi Noem, right? She was the head of Homeland Security. Dude, she works in South Dakota, boss. They don't even have a border. She's, right? I mean, dude, what are we doing? Name one guy in Trump's cabinet that has earned that position. Like, is there even one? Lutnick gets a fucking position, but what did Lutnick do? He lied about Epstein. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, dude. I mean, this idea of like meritocracy is crazy. Saying it's laziness. That, oh, it's laziness. Now, I would like to add, though, when they say, oh, of course they're saying, of course things are expensive because you don't have a real job. But like, dude, I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like there are a lot less real jobs than there were a long time ago. Your Gen Z kids would beg to differ. Karoline, let's go, Pinky. Pink progressive, let's go. Dude, I have a Gen Z kid, and I don't think he's any lazier than I was. I mean, he doesn't really want to like spend his whole life working for nothing, but I didn't want to do that either. You know, it wasn't even about laziness. It was about the fact that like you look at, you know, I looked at my parents working 40 hours a week and they couldn't even own a house and they didn't have any money. And they didn't have anything to show for their whole life of work. And I looked at them and was like, dude, I don't want to do that. Who the fuck wants to do that? Like, I don't want to get a job and just work 40 hours a week. I don't know, guys, that like when I'm not working for myself, I don't know that I've ever worked 40 hours a week. I'm serious. I had a 40-hour-a-week job a little bit when I was younger, but as an adult, there were weeks where I would pick up a bunch of shifts and I would work more than 40 hours or 40 hours because I wanted that extra income. But I mostly worked 20 hours a week for my entire life. And that even felt like it was a lot, unless I was working for myself. Now, I was always doing other shit. I was, you know, booking tours, playing music, going on tour across the country. I wasn't making a ton of money, but I was always working really hard at something. But I wasn't, you know, working 40 hours a week at some career job. What does a real job even mean? I think in the context of this, I don't like the designation real job, but I think in these guys, when they talk about real job, they're talking about kids having a fucking, like, a career, you know, a career job. But, like, I don't know, guys. I don't think there's a lot of career jobs. I think a lot of career jobs don't even exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, Jesse Waters, does he work a real job? He doesn't work a real job. He's a fucking news personality. How many hours a day does this guy work? You know, I'm curious. Right? He doesn't work a real job. So let's see. I mean, they have like several hours of meetings during the day, right? And then they fucking go to wardrobe and makeup, and then they fucking record a broadcast. Okay? They like look at the news cycle and shit. But I mean, most of that I don't think is even fucking working, right? So they probably have a 10-hour day, but it's not like they're fucking working, you know? Dude, this shit gets me mad, guys. You know, it does. It gets me mad because obviously, like, you know, even having an administration, basically, like, the Trump administration is doing nothing but making work harder, okay? They're making life harder for everybody. And then they're trying to tell anybody who's unhappy about it that, like, you're just lazy and you need to get a real job, right? But I don't even know what qualifies as a real job. You know, what qualifies as a real job? Being like a healthcare executive, right? You know what I'm saying? Being CEO of your daddy's company after they leave you the company and $400 million? Is that a real job? Marrying someone your dad's age? Right? That's a real job, isn't it? Oh, shit. You just got to find yourself a sugar daddy like all the bootstrappers. Right? That's what you need to do. Look at that. You're so lazy you can't even get a billionaire spouse. Let's go, missing piece. All right, guys. Let's go, guys. Let me see how many we got. The counter's not working, but we'll take stock of the counter, dude. Let me see. 1. Check it out. Let's go. 14 away, boss. Dude, it's crazy. It is crazy shit. I don't even know what a real job means anymore. You know? I mean, people are graduating from college like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and they're not able to find work. Okay? I know a friend of mine's kid is a couple years older than Bryce, and he graduated with a degree in programming, and him and all of his friends, all of his buddies that graduated with programming degrees, 2 years later, none of them have found jobs, guys. They have been out of college for 2 years and none of them have found fucking work. Not one of them. Nobody in his graduating class thus far has been able to find a job, and they have like huge amounts of college debt. Isn't that insane? Like, that's insane, guys. Dude, 1 minute. That is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, guys. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, an entire generation of young men were, and women, but especially young men, were told that coding and programming was the future. You're going to have it made. And literally an entire generation went in and got degrees. And now none of them are able to get employed, guys. Not any of them are able to get employed. It is insane. It is like an epidemic of like young men that did exactly as they were told. All right. And fucking, right? Exactly as they were told. And now they're fucking screwed, dude. It's fucking brutal, boss. It is brutal. It is crazy. I mean, that's one of those things, though, guys. Okay? That is one of those things where it's like, that's supposedly a real job, and those jobs are gone. You know, those jobs are fucking gone, right? And these guys are sitting here at a table. These people don't even work, and they're making insane amounts of money. Like, I think Karoline Leavitt, how much does Karoline Leavitt make? Like 300 grand, I think. Karoline Leavitt makes, 195,000. Okay? So she makes 195,000. But she also gets paid to like speak and shit. Right? So that's another thing that's beneficial. I'm sure she'll write a book at some point and she'll get a huge, like, you know, book advance. Dude, it's crazy. Straight out of college, she went into the working at the White House. Dude, it's nuts, guys. It is fucking absolutely nuts. Dude, it's crazy. And 190K, and there is, you know, healthcare. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know the coding is gone. I mean, there are a lot of things that are going to get replaced by AI. Like, you know, like one of the things that I saw somebody mention, like CPA and accounting. And then what's going to end up happening is a lot of medical jobs are going to get replaced by AI, right? There's certainly like voice transcription and things like that. A lot of that data entry shit is going to get replaced by AI. And then what will be happening is there will be like, I don't know. I imagine there will be somebody that will manage like the AI fact checking or whatever. Dude, Melvin, let's go, boss. Let's go, Melvin. Kicking us off. Dude, let's get that dance party, guys. We got 25 left. All right. So yeah, that shit's gonna get replaced. I mean, I think most, the way I see it is it kind of seems like most of the entry level stuff is what's going to disappear, right? That seems to be what, you know, for the time being, that a lot of entry level stuff is going to disappear. Any work is still work. Yeah, but Canadian Benji, I don't know that like the new generations necessarily see it that way. And I didn't see it that way. I mean, I know I was raised to believe that like, oh, you got to take a job and you work your way up, right? But here's what I discovered, guys. Okay, let me just share you what I learned. I'm turning 57 this year. But here's what I learned as a worker. What I learned is that I was told if you work hard and do a good job, you get promoted. And in fact, that was a lie. If you work hard and do a good job, if your job is hard to find somebody who will do a good job, you're going to be stuck there. Okay? Working hard and doing a good job often leads you to not advancing because they will keep you doing this job that you're working hard and doing really good when in fact the people who get promoted are like the boss's kid or people that are playing the political games that are somehow ingratiated themselves to the power structure. And in fact, the hard workers don't advance, don't get promoted. They get pigeonholed to forever do their job that they're working so hard at until they quit and go somewhere else and maybe get a better job somewhere else. Okay? So that's rule number one that I learned is hard work is not what advances you. What advances you is political maneuvering and having the right connections. So the hard work myth is bullshit. That is just a way to get you doing a job forever for no reward because you got to be a hard worker, right? You got to have that integrity. And I watched my parents get hosed by that. So like you don't really want to be working hard unless you're working for yourself. Okay? If you're working for yourself, then you work hard and fucking work your ass off. But I think if you're working for somebody else, you know, maybe work hard. It depends. It depends on the job and the situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I normally had a philosophy that was like this. You ready? My working philosophy was I will work to the value of what you're paying me, right? And that's it. 20 years of hard working, you get a red stapler. Let's go, missing piece. Dude, Karoline tells folks to work. Let's go, pretty Kate. But guys, my work was like, if you pay me right, I will work hard. If you don't pay me right, you're going to get whatever you pay me. Okay? And I had a real steady philosophy with that. And that was just pretty standard. Okay? That you, right? You know what I'm saying? That was pretty standard that my pay, it will determine, my working conditions will determine what you get out of me, period. Right? You know? And so that was my philosophy. But I don't know. I've always had a problem with working for other people because, you know, I always have. I've always had a problem with that. That like, you know what I'm saying? I've always had a problem of like working hard. And in particular, you know what I noticed? Because I worked retail in the beginning. And so my first experience was with the Gap. Okay. I worked at the Gap when I was like 20 years old, 19 years old. It was one of my first jobs outside of high school. Okay. After I quit college, took a year off and I worked at the Gap. Okay. I like went to college for a year. Then I took a year off. Then I went back to college. But during that year off, I worked at the Gap. And here was the thing I discovered. Okay. And this was my first introduction to this sucks. Okay. Because this was like 1988. Okay. I worked at the Gap. I was a sales associate. We had quotas. Okay. You had to sell 2 items at least. You had to accessorize. You were expected every sale was supposed to be 2 items. And if you didn't sell 2 or more items with every sale and you didn't hit a certain benchmark of sales, your hours would get reduced. But you ready for this, guys? I was making $5.50 an hour. Okay, minimum wage I think was $5.15. So I got 35 cents an hour more, which means working 30 hours a week. Okay, 30 hours a week. Okay, I was making fucking $10 more than minimum on 30 hours a week. Okay. At 15 cents an hour over minimum. That's literally, dude, that's $1.20 a day over minimum wage. And it was like my big special bonus. I'm paying you more than minimum. 15 cents an hour over minimum. But you ready? So I was supposed to pressure sell more than 2 items every time, and I had to hit a sales quota. But I didn't get any commission, guys. But my manager was driving a BMW. Okay? My manager got commission, and my manager got a fat bonus when the store performed and hit sales targets. But I got 15 cents more than minimum wage per hour, which added up to $1.20 a day if I worked a full 8 hours. And I was like, yo, fuck this. I was like, yo, fuck this. And I remember my manager coming to me once and saying, you're not pushing enough scrunchies. You're not like selling enough items. And I said, yo, I'm not going to go out of my way to sell shit so you can buy another BMW. Like, you aren't giving me shit, bro. I am literally making $1 a day over minimum wage. I am fucking here to just have a good time. And eventually he cut my hours down to where I had like 8 hours a week and I had to go look for another job. But that was my introduction to fucking working, where it was like, oh, the manager is expecting me to work my ass off and meet quotas so he gets a bonus. And he gets advancement and becomes like the regional manager or the district manager. And I get shit. Okay. I get nothing. I get $1.50 a day over minimum wage. Bro, I was like, fuck this system. You know what I'm saying? Dude, let's go backbone. Guys, let's go. We need 12 in 3 minutes, baby. Dude, if we're getting a dance party, we got to go, boss. Let's go. Let's giddy up. We got to catch up. We're segmenting this goal. But we keep missing it. But that was my introduction, guys. And so from that moment on, I was like, dude, this system is bullshit. Like, why should I work my ass off when I'm not getting any I'm getting no benefits of my labor other than a guy who's monetizing me saying, good job, Tommy. Like, yo, dude, there's no fucking way, bro. Oh, super chats. Dude, super chats are the things there, Backbone. They're the $2 super chats or more are the ones that affect the goal. Let's go, baby. Frozen yogurt store. Yeah. I mean, my first job before that was Baskin Robbins, but nobody, like, there was no pressure at the Baskin Robbins. I just worked. And, you know, the Gap, the thing that made the Gap like memorable was they were pressuring me to sell, but I was receiving no proceeds for the fruits of my labor. See, eventually I became a waiter, and then it's like now I do get, like, the harder I work, the more money I make. If I'm a good waiter and I've turned my tables a lot, I can make a whole bunch of money and I can make really good tips. So it gave me a benefit. Same with bartending. The faster I make drinks, the better I remember people's names and their drinks and who they are and can socialize with them, the more money I make. So now there's incentive for me to go to work and kick ass because I am directly benefiting from the ass kicking, right? But the fucking, you know, working retail was not that way, you know? And I mean, for me, I was more concerned about the customer getting something that looked good on them. You know, if some woman came in and the pants made her butt look big, I would tell her, like, no, you don't, you want to go to Nordstrom's and you want to look at like this style of pant, like the way your hips are, like this Gap stuff. This stuff just doesn't look good with your body frame. Go to Nordstrom's and they have the shit that's going to make your booty look amazing. And dude, my manager would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, dude, I want her to look good. I don't want her to walk out of here buying a bunch of shit and then she goes home and she fucking feels bad about herself. Like, the whole point is people want to look good when they're buying clothes. I'm not going to fucking lie to them. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the Gap had a certain, you know, it was mostly clothing for skinny people. You had to, if you had hips, you really needed like a lot of those Nordstroms, like they had shit that was cut better for people with hips to make them look good. The Gap's stuff was more designed for fucking scrawny people. It's true. Oh. You know, I don't know. I just didn't function like that very well, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to people. Dude, Old Navy, yikes, dude. Yeah, dude, Old Navy stuff is fucking crap, dude. Yeah, Old Navy? Oh, dude, right? I mean, bro, when you think about it, even just the name, okay? Just the name, guys. Old Navy, like, first off, old is like, right? You don't want to buy clothes that are old, really. And Navy, like, it's just two words that you don't associate with, like, good-looking shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Navy or ships, old ships, right? Okay, old shipbuilders is the clothing design. Like, really? Like, come on. Come on. There's just no way, dude. Right? Old Navy. A terrible, like, what a terrible, like, name for a clothing store. All right, hold on here. All right, so we got 10, so we're only 20 away. All right, we're resetting, guys, one more time. Seriously, like, when you think about clothing, like, Old Navy, the old shipbuilders, let's go to the old battleship to buy some clothes because we're going to look good. Like, no, dude, old battleships look like shit, right? It's the worst fucking name out there. All right, we're going to try 20 and 15, guys. Dude, we may not get a dance party today, dude. I mean, I get it. It's like fucking rent time. It's hard to hit those dance party goals. Right? Fucking A, boss. It's hard to hit that shit. All right, here we go. Dude. Minimum wage was still $4.75. I know. Dude, let's look at the history of minimum wage in America, guys. All right? All right, you ready? Dude, look at that shit. Okay? In 91, right? It was fucking $4.25 an hour. In 97, it went to $5.15. Okay? And then a 3-step increase went from 97 from $5.15 to $7.25 per hour. But guys, think about that. A $2 increase and now it's still $7.25. Okay? 20, right? 30 years later, it's still $7.25. That is, wow. That's crazy. Okay, so let's see. Let's say even at $10 an hour, at $10 an hour, which is $3 above minimum wage, you're making $1,600 a month, guys. That's before taxes. That's if you work full time. Okay? If you're making $15 an hour and you work full time, let's even say $20 an hour. $20 an hour and you work full time, $3,200 a month. And that's before taxes. It means literally like 1/3 of that is going to be taken in taxes. So you're probably making about $2,400 a month, right? That's insane, guys. How? How is that tenable? That is like no money, okay? That is no fucking money, bro. Right? That's amazing, Steph. I know you love TaskRabbit. I think that's incredible, right? Isn't that wild? That's $20 an hour. But you realize that like a lot of jobs don't make $20 an hour. If you're making $15 an hour, you're making $2,400 a month. That means you're making like $1,500 a month after taxes get taken out, guys. $1,500. That's $18,000 a year, dude. That is so crazy. Like, there's no fucking way, bro. There's no way. I mean, for me, when I was, I don't know, when I was like 20, okay, I had a job where I was making, I think, $10 an hour. I got a job as a bookkeeper, right? I was making $10 an hour. But dude, my rent was like $275 a month sharing an apartment in Hollywood. Okay? Dude, right? Missing piece. Let's go. Let's go. My rent in Hollywood was $275 a month. Let's go, guys. Dude, we're 19 away, baby. Let's go. We got 11 minutes. If we're going to hit the dance party, we got to do it now, guys. Yeah, the food stamps, I mean, I don't think food stamps is really a big win, man. Oh, it's crazy. I don't think anybody should be working for less than $20 an hour, man. Especially when you look at like fast food places. Those jobs, because the thing about a fast food job is it's like a dead end, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's no real advancement there, and those companies are making money hand over fist. And the people who are working there are just getting fucking shit on. Okay, like those jobs really tax your fucking psyche. Dealing with people in a drive-through all day, it's fucking stressful, right? It is like, it's not hard necessarily, but it's fucking stressful, And you're standing up all day and you're moving around all day with repetitive motion. So it's like beating up your body and shit. And it may be mindless, but it is fucking, you know what I'm saying? It is fucking like grueling. And what's more though, but see, DJ, here's the thing. When you say you have to advance yourself, that's just it, guys. You can advance yourself. No matter, everybody who goes and works a job, okay, cannot advance. There's like the upper management job, there's only room for like 8% of the people in all of the workers in America to get upper management jobs. So like, there's no way that everybody can move up, okay? Because there's only a small number of jobs. As you go up the pyramid, the number of jobs gets smaller and smaller. So like most people who go to work just simply can't advance. And if you're born into a family with some means, then you may get parental funding and you may be able to go work for yourself and do some crazy shit. But if you're from a family without parental means, if there's 20 employees in a fast food restaurant, only 2 or 3 of those are ever going to rise up into some upper level job, because there's not that many upper level jobs for everybody to have. This is the argument I get in with people on Twitter where they're like, if you don't like making $15 an hour, you need to go get a better job. But it's like, not everybody can get a better job. I mean, there literally aren't enough jobs that pay $50 an hour for all of the workers in America to have a job like that. Like, only a certain number of people in all of America can have a job that pays more than $50 an hour, because like there's not that many jobs available in the whole country for people to have. So that's what's really hard about like our capitalist society is that everybody's competing to just get that tiny fucking bit of success. And like, you know what I mean? And then you have somebody though, like Donald Trump, you have these guys who are, born into families that can pay $20,000 a year for high school. And then she gets to go work at the White House, right? You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is the reason why only 10% of America makes really, really good money is because the capitalist system will only ever allow 10% of the people in it to make really, really good money. That's like factual. That is like the top 10% is only 10% of the people can become the top 10%. Right? You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. Is like when your economic system is a pyramid, no matter how hard these people work, you can only fit so many people up here, right? It's like you have all these people down here working hard, but like only X number of people fit into this area. Like, it's never going to be bigger than this. And so that's where like wealth distribution comes in handy, because all the wealth that is up here is being generated by everybody down here, but they just don't get to control any of the wealth. So I don't know, man. All right. 5 minutes, guys. 19 and 5. We got to do the shuck and jive though, boss. Let's go. What about when 99% of the 10% realize they aren't in the 1%? Yeah, I don't know about that though, because the 10% are making like a lot of money. They're pretty insulated. I mean, the world would have to get pretty rough, I think, for the top 10% to rebel, because there's like a huge gap there, right? Like in America, if you're making 100 grand a year versus you're making 400 grand, that is like a huge gap. Okay. If you're making 400 grand, like you are completely insulated from the economy. And if you're making 100 grand, you are still kind of living paycheck to paycheck, and especially depending on where you're living. But like 100 grand is, especially if you live in a city, like, holy shit, if you live in San Francisco, you're making 100 grand a year, you're poor. You're actually poor, right? Dude, let's go. 4 minutes, guys. Fuck, boss. Dude, I don't think we're gonna make it. It's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy shit. Three minutes. Your wife and you barely touch 100K combined? Yeah, that's tough. What state are you in, Josh? Right? What state? I'm curious with that. What state you're in? Dude, it is fucking crazy, bro. It is. Dude, it's weird to even think about how like even as a streamer, right? How fucking everyone's partied out from the DC extravaganza. Everybody must have gone crazy, right? They always wanted to just be thankful you have a job. Yeah, no, I know. Well, so the thing that you know, I mean, I can't speak for what's going on now, but I can tell you what my generation did was my generation encouraged you to have a family because then you're trapped, okay? Right? Like when you have a family, you can't be unemployed because now you have to provide for a family, okay? Oh, you're in New York? Yeah, so the first thing they tried to get you to do in my generation was to start a family, okay? And then you're trapped and you have to have a job because now you are responsible for earning for the family. So the first trap is having a family, which means you can never be unemployed now. And then number two is they rope you in with the insurance, okay? Because the jobs don't really pay that good, but they provide you health insurance or they provide some matching of your 401k, but it's usually like 3% or something, which is really like, considering the amount of money they're not paying you at the job, that 3% of contribution matching is minimal. And you know, the insurance is the real saving. But you're fucking stuck. You know what I'm saying? You're mostly getting underpaid, and then you would have a family and you just can't afford to lose your job, right? And so that was the trap that was sort of sold to my generation, all right? And you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I think a lot of people though in my generation were like, fuck that. I don't want to have a family and I don't want to be trapped into fucking having to like work a low wage job. Dude, let's go. Dude, Khalil or Kelly. Is it Kelly? It is. Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. You're near the top of my people I want to meet with. Keep doing great things. I will, Kelly. Let's go. Thank you. I'm gonna fucking reset the dance goal. All right. I'm still gonna try and get this dance party. Dude, you know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy, guys? Is like thinking about like the scale, like even as a content creator, right? If like thinking about how shit scales, right? How fucking like, it's crazy to think about how the scale is. Like even with content creators, right? There are like most content creators are not making even close to a living. And it's just a supplemental thing that they're trying really hard to have become an income. And then there's a level of content creators that are making a living and they're paying their bills and they're surviving and maybe getting a little ahead. And then there's like a tiny group of content creators that are just making a ton of fucking money, right? And it's like everything. I feel like everything in capitalism skews that way with the pyramid, right? Professional sports, the same way, right? You go to the NFL and there's quarterbacks that are making $40 million a year, but like half of their linemen, 70% of their linemen are making $765,000 a year, which seems like a lot of money until the guy blows out a knee after 2 years. And that was his whole career. And he made $1.5 million. And now he's just a lineman nobody heard of that isn't going to get a network job because the network job's going to go to that quarterback after he's done, right? Right? The lineman who blew out his knee after 2 years, he's not getting a network job. He's not going to be a color commentator. He's got a fucking bum knee and no career now. And fucking he made $1.5 million defending, blowing out his knee to protect the guy who's making $50 million a year, right? And so even in professional sports, it's like that. Dude, it is so crazy. Like how it's just capitalism is just a pyramid where there's just a tiny number of people up at the top, man. All right. We're gonna give it one more fucking shot here, boss. This is gonna have to be my last effort though, because then I'm gonna go make some videos. So if we're gonna dance, we gotta dig deep and fucking we gotta hit this 20 here, right? We'll try one more 15-minute chunk, and we'll see if we get it. If not, we'll dance next time. We'll try though. I believe it. I believe we can do it. We should not be valued at how much we make a year. I know. I know we shouldn't. It's like, there should be a system, I don't know. I feel like a UBI is something that could exist. There's no reason it doesn't. There's enough wealth out there for it to exist. But, all right. So, dude, I want to look at the aftermath. The aftermath of fucking DC. Like, first off, we have everybody's lying, right? Let's go, dude. Dude, no worries, 𝗙cie. Don't worry about it, boss. Dude, there's like, we have thousands of people who watch every night. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to feel pressure to fucking turn up every day. You know what I'm saying? Right? But it is like, it's crazy. All right? Let's look at fucking some of this shit. So there was obviously the aftermath of the DC thing. Like, look at this shit. This is crazy when they were clearing. Look at how they were clearing people out yesterday. Because obviously yesterday was this huge disaster.
Going out on the Jefferson side, push to the Jefferson side of the mall. You're going to the Madison side, push to the Madison side of the mall. I want this entire...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are leaving the fair. There are no ifs, there are no ands, and there are no buts. We have to leave. You are going to proceed to one of the 4 emergency exits. Time now. If you have not started making movements and preparation to do so, you need to do it now. You're going to one of the 2 at 12 or one of the 2 at 7. But everyone here is going to one of the 2 at one of those 2. Let's go.
Dude, so these people waited in line in 102-degree heat, like for a third of the day to get in here. And then the minute they get inside, the military comes out and is like, starts flipping the tables over. Like, dude, did they have to flip the tables over? Like, I mean, I don't know. That was pretty wild. So then they're like on their bullhorns with the cops, the National Guard pushing everybody out. Then I guess a whole bunch of people left, which is to be expected. And then, a bunch of people hung out and stuck around and then piled back in to see Trump later. Okay? Dude, it's crazy. Dude. Dude, look at them, bro. Dude.
the Freedom 250 social media platforms.
Please, it's for your safety. Please and thank you. We will reopen later. Thank you. Please evacuate the park. It's for your safety.
Your attention, please. Due to approaching severe weather, we are temporarily pausing the event. For your safety.
Dude. Isn't that crazy? Bro, that is so wild. Like, what a disaster. You know? I mean, again, people spent thousands of dollars, I'm sure, to go to DC, okay? And to become a part of this thing, only to then get immediately pushed out. And there's fucking, then Trump starts lying, okay? Eventually he comes out and he starts fucking lying about the crowd. But there's more, okay? I want to show you the woman. This woman was filming outside, okay? After this, after everybody cleared out. We got to watch that. Hold on, we got to check in though. We got 10 minutes, guys. We need 20 and 10. This is it. If we're dancing, now's the time, boss. Are they getting a refund? There was no charge, okay, to get in. Like, the fare was free. So it's not like people paid to get into this thing. It was not a charged event, all right? I mean, how could they charge? There was nothing to do there. Like, the only ride was the fucking Ferris wheel, right? But if anybody who went to DC was paying for travel and hotel and whatnot, and then when they got there, they were paying $10 for a lemonade, and there was like nothing to do, right? 9 minutes, guys. Let's go, baby. 9 minutes. Dude, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't know what the fix is for some of our financial issues, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fix is. Yeah, this is the reflecting pool woman. That's who this woman is. She's fucking a nut. I don't know what the fix is, because obviously people that have a siphon to just pull large amounts of money out of the financial system, they don't want to give that up, guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to give it up. So it's like, you know, people that are currently just siphoning money out of this capitalist system don't want to share any of that wealth. They certainly don't want to, you know, take a reduction in the amount of wealth they're able to pull out of the system. So we do have a little bit of a, you know, we have a little bit of a, like, not exactly sure how we do it, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't make it better without the top, like, financial portion of the country suffering to some degree. Suffering, I use that term lightly because, you know, if somebody's right, to me, if you're worth $100 billion, dude, let's dance. Dude, we're trying, Shin. It's been tough, though. We got 7 minutes. We need 19 and 7, boss. It is like, it is fucking, it's been tough tonight, bro. We're trying to rally it, but, this is the last one. So I don't know. Tonight, maybe the ceremonial. Dude, Backbone, National Guard shot and killed a guy in Philly. No, dude, what happened? Dude, what happened to the fucking 18? We can still do it, guys. We still got this. All we need is fucking 18, right? There's like 500 people watching. We should be able to get 18. 6 minutes? No, guy. What is the National Guard? Why are the National Guard shooting people? Why are they even in Philly? Like, what the fuck is the National Guard doing in Philly? 18, baby, let's go. Dude, we gotta focus up. 18 and 6. Come on, boss. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, no, I know Elon keeps talking about, oh, everything's going to be so abundant and cheap with robots. But like, dude, they're not sharing any of the wealth now. What makes you think they're going to share the wealth when they don't even have to pay employees? You know what I'm saying? Right? You know? Dude, let's go, Wilfred! Let's go, boss! 17 away. We got this. 17 and 5. Come on, guys. Let's go. Dude, let's get it. We can do it. We can do it. Here's the taste. Let's go. Come on. This is our last shot. Yeah, no, they don't want to pay any taxes, right? They don't want to pay any taxes, the ultra wealthy. I mean, I just don't understand. Dude, Wilfred, let's go! 16, 4 minutes, guys. 16 and 4. This is it. You want a dance party? Dude, I'm trying. I've been trying for, 2 hours. I'm fucking still trying to hustle this up. We're working on it. Dude, we got 4 minutes. Let's go. 4 minutes. Wilfred, let's go. Yes. Dude, 15. 15, baby. Come on, boss. We can do this. Let's go. Dude, we got this. Dude, Alicia! Let's go. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗍𝗫. What a great name. Dude, I love it. 14! Come on. We got this. Dude, that is 𝗙cie𝗶𝗍𝗫. That's a great name. Thank you, Alicia. Dude, Wilfred, let's go. 3:44, guys. 13 away. 13 and 3. 13 and 3.5. Dude, we are so close. Oh, shit. Oh. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go, Wilfred. Wilfred's quarterbacking right now. 12 away, guys. 12 and 3. We got this. Ooh, we got it. Dude, it is like in reach. Let's go. 12 and 3. Dude, Sam Gilbert coming in hot. Let's go. 11 away, guys. 240. 11 away. Oh, shit. Dude, we're so close. Oh, shit. We are fucking 2 minutes. Yeah, dude, Candace is wilding. And then there were 11. Ooh, 2 minutes. 10 away. Boom. Wilfred, let's go. 10, the final run, guys. 10 and 2, baby. 10 and 2. Dude, every night I'm like a carnival barker. Fucking, let's go. Dude. Man's got to keep the lights on, though. Oh. Red Bone. We got to dance to put Trumpy in the pine box. Let's go. And then there were 9, guys. Oh, shit, dude. 9 away. Dude, 1.5 minutes. We got this. Let's go. 9 away. 8 away, dude. Backbone. The guy in Philly had a gun. A black guy. You're doubtful. You're doubtful he had a gun. Dude, I just don't understand why they have National Guard in Philadelphia, dude. 8 away, guys. You know what I'm saying? Wilfred, let's go. Dude, 7 away. Like, why are the National Guard fucking shooting people in... Why are the National Guard in Philly? And why the fuck would they be shooting anyone? You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking war. Dude, 7 away, guys. Let's go. Come on. 6 away. Let's go. Dude, Wilfred is quarterbacking. Dude, Wilfred, 30 seconds. Dude, Wilfred is fucking bringing it home. Let's go. Dude, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃 is coming in hot. 25 seconds, 5 away, baby. We're working for Wilfred, 4 away. Let's go. Let's go, dude. 15 seconds. We're going to 4 away, guys. Oh, shit. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4 away. Dude, let's go. There's Wilfred, 3. We got Redbone. Stop Trumpism. That's 2. All right. Dude, let's go. And, dude, there we go. We got fucking Dancing with Magpies. That's 3. That means we need 1 more. There it is. Let's go. Oh, shit, dude. Flooding in, dude. Dude, we did it. Go. Oh, shit, bro. Magpies. We got fucking Redbone. We got Wilfred. We got Backbone Network. We got Sam Gilbert coming in hot. And then Wilfred with another one. Dude, we did it. Dude, that was crazy. And Carolina, let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, that is crazy. Fucking A, dude. Good job, guys. Holy shit. That is insane, guys. Oh, my God, bro. I guess fucking it's good to be a carnival barker. Holy shit. Dude, I didn't think we were going to make it. But we fucking made it. All right. All right. Dude, let's go. Like the Knicks? Absolutely, dude. We were down 22 points in the final quarter. We came back. Look at that wrist action. Let's go. It's crazy. All right. So there's a couple things we got to hit here. I want to watch this woman, right? Emily Miller. Okay. This woman is obviously a bootlicker. Okay. This woman's been doing the reflecting pool content. So this is a bootlicker who got pushed out. And the reason why I really think watching this clip is important is because, you know, a lot of those people in the crowd are like diehard Trumpies that would probably just walk over hot coals in order to like lick the Trump ass, right? But a lot of those people were just people who fucking wanted to celebrate the 4th of July. They wanted to go be part of this big 250-year thing. And maybe they're not like against Trump, but they're not like diehards. But like, she's kind of a diehard, okay? And even with her being a diehard, seeing how frustrated she was kind of like showing an inside the mind of how even the most diehard Trumpies were like at their wits' end with the way this played out, okay? Like they were suffering. Even the biggest Trump fans were like, they were getting fucked over hugely as a part of this. Dude, watch her. Just watch how stressed she is.
Okay, here's an update. I'm at the line with the supposed tickets that I have a seat, and you can't get in. They said that I spoke to someone who's part of Freedom 250. She said that the so-called, I don't know what it's called, seated, it's people, it's an X, no more. So it is a horrible scene out here, I will say. I mean, granted, everybody's very excited, but I just saw a man fall and he's bleeding on the ground. It's really sad. And I'm walking to the house. I'm done. I'm just done. There's no way I will see the president speak at this point. It's just a cloud of people, and they're move fast. And obviously, people are drunk. It's late. It's 11:10. I'm told the president is in hold, so he's on site there. I don't really know how that happened without us hearing the motorcade, but whatever. I mean, I will. Maybe I'll get a bike. That's what I'll do. I'll get a bike. And I'll see if I can get supposedly the 14th Street entrance is possible to get into. However, you can't cross 14th Street. You can only cross at 7th. I'm at 15th. That's the mile. So, all right. Let me just see if I can walk over and get a bike and get down there. We'll give it a try. I'll post this video. Hopefully others who are waiting around with their lanyards are just excited to be sitting close and be able to see the president, but oh well, things happen. We will continue.
So she had a lanyard that was entry to a certain section to see the president, and then they just like closed the gates and shit, right? And then they rewrote the rules of this thing. So there were a bunch of people that were where they were in order to get in, and they're like, well, we're sorry, you can't get in now. And so she's saying, oh, fuck, she has to go a mile away to cross the street to try and then walk halfway back towards where she is in order to try and get in at a different entrance point. So like the point being is that even the diehard people who like did it all right, they were all getting completely fucked over because they got jettisoned out. And then they didn't have a real plan for how to get people back in. And so they were closing shit down and people are just standing around. She said some guy fell and was just laying on the ground bleeding, right? Everyone's hammered because it's 11 p.m. They've been drinking all day. Oh, dude, just what a disaster. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, no, Miriam Adelson, She was getting driven around in a cart, right? Dude, she's so smarmy. She was in a golf cart, right? Here she is while everyone's getting exited. Look at her, dude, she's in a golf cart. Here she is. I mean, that's what happens when you give the president $100 million, right? You give the president $130 million and you get a golf cart. Dude, she is trashy, bro. She is pretty fucking trashy. She's so gross. Grody, right? She's wearing some weird red ball gown. Okay, now there was other footage here, right? I want to look at some of this other footage of people. I guess they didn't have a plan for what to do with like inclement weather. So nobody really knew how to get out or the best way to get out. And then once they got out, they didn't know how to get back in hours later, right? Dude, isn't that wild? I mean, you know, I almost feel bad for people standing out in the sun in 100-degree heat for several hours to get in, and then as soon as they get in, they get hustled out. Dude, it's brutal. Almost feel bad. I mean, because anybody who's doing, like, who went to this event is kind of an idiot. Dude, are you guys having fun yet? Is this what you voted for? That's really what I'd like to be. I'd like to have a megaphone right there and be like, hello, everyone. Is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? Right? Right? Oh, shit. Does it mean if you went there with small kids, you were fucked? Dude. What the fuck, bro? Dude. Jesus. What the hell, dude? It's brutal. Dude, I'm telling you, yeah, no, the voice and dude. And then nobody knows how to get out. And can I just tell you too, like, guys, DC is, if you've ever been there, I can't even imagine what travel was like, because even on a run-of-the-mill day, DC driving there is fucked up, okay? Like traffic there is fucked up. Every time I would drive, every time I had a show in DC, I would end up in Arlington, right? Which is the city across the bridge in Virginia, because the roads are really fucked up and there's really weird one-way streets and traffic sucks and it is a clusterfuck in DC. Like, just on a normal day, it is like a pain in the ass. And so with like tens of thousands of people trying to fucking get on the metro and all that shit, I mean, it had to just be a nightmare. Just traveling to and from this thing, whether you were using public transportation or driving even around this day, had to be horrible, dude. Dude, horrible. Dude, Ethan, let's go, baby. Dude, Skya says FDT in the effing ear. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Just so you know, we did make the goal. The counter, we made it like a minute after, right? But dude, so this had to just be a incredible nightmare, okay? Just an absolute fucking nightmare, right? And then people were stuck. Look at this shit. Look at this, dude. Look at this shit. There are just crowds of people in the street, just like packed in like sardines, just waiting to like be let in or to fucking, right? So many people didn't like spent their whole day outside and never even got back in. Okay? So they adjusted their schedule for the big event. All of the music canceled. After they planned their trips, all of the music canceled. Trump politicized this thing to the point of where it was shit. There's no rides. There's nothing to do. Every day it got closed because of the heat. Then finally on the big 4th of July, you and your family stand in line in 100-degree heat for hours to get inside. You get inside and then immediately you get kicked out like an hour later. And then you stand outside for another 6 hours. And then, 20% of you only get to go back in. Bro. Dude, brutal. Just absolutely brutal. And then they're just fucking stuck. And then, to make matters worse, Trump lies about the crowd, guys. He lied about the crowd.
Anywhere near that number. How ridiculous is this?
And they estimated they had 375,000 people before everybody had to leave. And they now have 150,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen.
Dude, 150,000? Not even, dude.
150,000 people.
Dude, the seats aren't even full. The seats are not even full, guys. Look at that shit, bro. It's not even full. 375,000 people? No. Dude, were there 30,000 people? Probably over the course of the whole day, right? I bet if you looked over the course of the whole day, there were probably 30,000, right? But dude, again, now he's going to lie about this for years.
It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen.
Then he goes on to say that one of the things about our country is that we have equal justice under the law.
Dude, isn't that crazy? The Trump, and then he posted today, dude. Look at this shit. Look at the post he did. Look at what they're doing. You ready? So now it says it's been confirmed. This Balogun, I don't know if you know this kid, but this kid's mom works for Trump. This guy, talk about meritocracy. No, this is the son of a woman who works for Trump, okay? A Palm Beach kid who is now like a right-wing influencer because, right, if your mommy works for Trump, you can post on Twitter and Elon will boost your shit. But look at this. The crowd at 7 p.m. was 422,000. It's been confirmed, right? But like, dude, look at this. That is not 400,000 people, guys. Dude, you know what I mean? It's been confirmed, right? Trump says the crowd at 7:05 p.m. was 422,000 people. All were forced to leave because of the weather. The event was canceled. Everyone was gone because of lightning. When I heard it was canceled, I overturned the decision and waited a while for people to come back. Incredibly, at least 150,000 people returned. And it was an even more spectacular evening than it would have been as normalized, whatever the fuck that means, right? It showed work under pressure. Congratulations to the Secret Service, blah, blah, blah. But like, guys, that's not 150,000 people, boss.
And they now have 150.
That is not 150,000 people, guys.
People before everybody had to leave. And they now have 150.
Not 150,000.
50,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen.
Then he goes on to say that,
dude, craziness. What a fiasco. And even this image, dude, like, look at that. There's not like, you know what I mean? I mean, guys, when you look at, like, if you look at 1 million people, okay, let me just show you. 1 million people at the National Mall. Okay, let me just show you what that looks like. All right? You see that? You see this shit? Look at this. Look at the National Mall, guys. This is 1 million people. You see that? That whole fucking thing is just thronged. So he's saying there were half as many people as this. Okay? Half as many. This is 1 million people. Look at that shit. Okay, now let me show you. Yeah. 1 Million Man March. Look at that shit, dude. They're from all the way from the Lincoln Memorial all the way to the Washington Monument. The whole thing is just packed with people, right? Packed. There's not an open space, and they're flooding off to the sides. But from trees to trees, they are packed, right? Now, let's look at the Trump Fair. He's saying 422,000? No. All right, first off, this is an AI video? Dude, look at that shit. It's an AI video. But let's show the fucking crowd. Hold on. I know I have some fucking imagery. I think I have it in my bookmarks. Where's the one? There's one from the Ferris wheel. There's some video from the Ferris wheel, guys. Dude, I want to, there's one in particular that I want to look at. There's a video. That's the soccer game. Trump cheating at golf. Yeah, there's no way that it was even close to fucking to 400,000. That would be half as many people as that Million Man March. 1 million people, like 400,000 is so crazy, guys. But $400,000 lost brain cells? Yeah, about. Dude, what is this? Bro? This is like, this is a fucking fake picture. Bro, oh shit. There's some people that recorded it from the Ferris wheel, guys. Oh, let me find this clip, dude. I don't know why I'm not finding this clip. Hold on. Let me find the clip for fucking... Just give me 1 sec here. I got you. All right? Because we do have to test this 400,000 hypothesis. Because there were people on the 4th of July filming from the Ferris wheel, showing the people that were inside. I'm going to find it by looking at my video from last night. All right, here we go. So I can see who posted it. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. It is from Tim Kennedy. All right, here we go. I found it. So here is 1 million people. Okay, now let's look at Tim Kennedy. This guy right here posted this video. Okay, this is from July 4th, the National Mall from July 4th. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah, well, you figure they're probably setting up the fireworks. It's going to take a long time to get everything set up.
And also probably to keep out vandals.
Okay, that is both sides looking all the way down towards the Lincoln Memorial and all the way down towards towards Congress and the Washington Monument. That is both sides of this shit. Okay? And then this photograph is like the halfway point looking. So this photograph is essentially right where this fucking Ferris wheel is. And look at the difference. All right? We are not even close, guys. There is like, right? 1 million. And supposedly, according to Trump, the makings of 422,000, which, granted, this was earlier in the day, so people were still coming in, but dude, not even close. Even when you look at all the people leaving, people getting asked to leave, dude, there's not 400,000. Okay. There's like nowhere near that. I'm guessing that there were 30 grand would be my guess. Okay. That probably 10,000 went in to see him speak. And I think probably 30 grand were in attendance. 30,000 were probably in attendance during the day before they got cleared out, right? Dude, like even this is like a couple thousand waiting in line, boss. You know what I'm saying? Like if there were 1 million people, like you couldn't even have gates. You know what I'm saying? Like with 400,000 people, like you can't even have 400,000 people go into a space. Okay? The biggest stadium events that pile into a huge thing like a Coachella or something will be like 100,000, or like Leeds in the UK, like, Glastonbury, these huge festivals will have like 100,000. And they will like pile in over the course of like a whole day. And they will max out at midnight for the headliner. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, he is such a bullshit artist, bro. Dude. Like, what a fucking con. What an absolute con, guys. I mean, he is a pathological fucking liar. Okay? Pathological fucking liar. Lying piece of shit, dude. And then here's another one, dude, 95. Okay? This was another 95. Right? Look at that. 1995. Right? There was a million man march in 1995 that again too was like packed. Look at that shit. Okay? See, you know what bothers me though, guys? Here's what bothers me more than Trump being a pathological liar. What bothers me is that he's allowed. Okay? The way our media climate works and the way our fucking whatever this system works, for some reason, he never gets called out on his lies. Okay? They will call out senators and congressmen and entertainment figures and fucking people and hold them accountable and call them liars. But for some reason, Donald Trump can go and lie about the election every goddamn time he speaks on TV. He can lie about the number of people and nobody will ever fucking call his ass out. And like, that is so problematic to me, guys. Like, what are we doing? Like, why do we continually just play along with this guy and let him lie and lie and lie and lie? It is really fucking bizarre, man. This guy gets to just like grape us all with a constant stream of lies and fucking false shit. And everybody just allows it to happen. And you know, very rarely, you know, you'll have like, what's her name, who fucking called him out in Wisconsin. What was her name? Welker, right? Kristen Welker called him out. And you know, and then he gets up and leaves. And then he just goes back to lying. Okay? And she'll probably interview him again at some point and not push back again. Right? When it's like, fuck, dude, why are we letting this guy, why is this guy, how come every time he's on TV, people aren't just saying, you know what? I'm sorry, President Trump, but you can't talk about 2020 anymore. No, you're lying, sir. We're not going to have you lie about the election anymore. You need to stop right now, or if you continue to lie about the election, we're just ending this interview. Because you have been lying about this for years. And so we're not, you can either admit that you've been lying for years or you're done. Interview over. Your choice. But we're not going to allow you to lie any longer about this. Dude, you think once he's gone, you'll take a social media break? Dude, I'm just waiting for the day, man. Every time, cut the feed. Yeah, cut the feed, motherfucker. Bro, there you go. 422,000. Okay, boss. Okay. Yo, Trumpy. Yeah, we're looking at some images, buddy. Yeah, that's not 400,000 people, fucknuts. Yeah, I know. It's the same shit. It's like when you tell women that it's 6 inches long. And they all look at it and they're like, no, it's not. Dude, they're like, no, it's not 6. Not even. No, it's obvious. Yeah, that's why with the whole thing, even with E-Gene, like, was it even the finger? We'll never know, right? I mean, she said it felt like a finger, but basically talking to everyone who's ever known you, like, I mean, the jury's still out there, buddy. All right, but this definitely wasn't 400,000, all right? All right, fuck nuts. Fuck you. All right, bye-bye. Jesus. Dude, can I just tell you? You ready? All right. real quick personal story, and then we're going to go on and look at Candace. Guys, I dated a girl in California in my late 20s. She was a virgin. Okay, this is a true story. She was a virgin. She was very particular about like not wanting to lose her virginity. She went to Canada once and she hooked up with a guy where she said she was messing around with him, and his thing, even when it was fully ready to go, was indistinguishable from the size of a pinky. And so she wouldn't even let him like touch her with his fingers because she was afraid he could have like slipped it in there and like she wouldn't have even been able to tell that it wasn't a finger. That she was like, no, when she like saw the thing, she was like, all right, you can't touch me with your fingers either. Dude. And I was like, I felt so bad because I felt like what kind of complex does that guy have? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that, but still, with the way society pressures us about things, like that's got to be really hard. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there are things like if you're 17 and your hairline is all the way back here, right? Or if you have like really thick hair on your back, these are things you can't change. You obviously can't change it, but like the pressure, right? And that guy, he went on to be president. Dude, I'm sorry. You're going to have a tough life, but at least you can be president, but only if your dad leaves you 400 million, right? I mean, Trump wouldn't be shit if his father hadn't left him 400 million and he hadn't partnered with Epstein and other mobsters. I mean, think about that, guys, because think about this. Okay, before we move on, because I want you to be real clear here about Trump's failing upward. The only reason Trump is president right now is because of Epstein. Okay, that's it, guys. Trump was Epstein's best friend. Okay, Epstein was powerful enough to be running a decades-long operation of abusing teen girls, and the U.S. attorney in charge of prosecuting him gave him and all of his co-conspirators lifetime immunity. That is the group of people that Trump is in. He is part of the group of people that would let somebody like Epstein have lifetime immunity. That is why Trump is president. Because he is obviously connected to the group of people that can get you off when you're a child predator, like the U.S. attorney will let you off. If you wonder why Trump is president, he is literally the deep state. Like there is nobody in America that is more deep state than Trump himself, because he was best friends with the guy that the government let off of like having a child grape ring, you know? So like, that's insane when you think about it. Like Trump is among the most criminal and above criminality people in the whole country. It's fucking disgusting, guys. I mean, it's like crazy to think that how shady and powerful these guys are. They can literally grape children and be completely immune to it. The shit never sees the light of day. That is like, you know what I'm saying? It is an international group for sure, you know, that appears to include Trump and Ehud Barak and Netanyahu and the Kushners and fucking the Clintons and, you know, the Lutnicks and the Gateses and the Musks and the Teals and fucking, you know, whatever, right? The Leon Blacks of the world. fucking Putin. Yeah. Dude, it's wild. It is wild to think about, guys. There you go. All right. Should we look at a little Candace? Let's look at a little Candace, shall we? We have a little bit of time here. Dude, Candace Owens is causing some meltdowns, guys. Can I just say? Dude, the rape publicans, indeed. All right, so guys, so Candace Owens, she did an interview with Shawn Ryan. All right? This shit is wild, okay? So she did an interview with Shawn Ryan, and there is now like a ginormous Candace Owens 𝗙PUSA thing beef happening that is like multi-layered here. Okay? That is like, bro, this is fucking I mean, look at how crazy. Look at this quote tweet. Okay? Look at this. Did you see how many layers of quote tweets to get to this comment here? This is the Shawn Ryan interview. All right?
What he said to me on the phone.
But look at this. Let me just take you back through the thing. So Shawn Ryan, and then Kolvet replies to Shawn Ryan. And then Candace to Kolvet, and then Candace to Candace, and then Kolvet to Candace, and then Kolvet, right? Dude, and then Candace to Kolvet, and then Kolvet to Candace, Candace to Kolvet, Kolvet to another clip of Candace, right? And right? Oh my God, dude. That is like 12 layers of fucking shit. And huge posts here. Like, crazy. This is batshit. Now, one thing I do want to mention, okay? Can I mention something here that I think, to me, this is important, okay? Because they're obviously fighting over Charlie Kirk and 𝗙PUSA and Erica. But guys, let's just do this, because I posted this like a day ago, okay? I posted this a day ago where Andrew Kolvet, okay? Charlie Kirk gets murdered. We watch it. It's weird. Okay? Supposedly a high caliber bullet goes into that man's neck. We all saw the footage 1,000 times. There was no exit wound. There was blood gushing out of this man. Then they're paving over the area like 2 days later. The governor of Utah, for some reason, was out there like delivering this whole spiel instead of like the cops or the FBI or the medical examiner, right? The doctor that treated Charlie Kirk never did a press conference like you normally have in every high profile shit. And then all of a sudden it's like leftist violence or whatever. But then Andrew Kolvet posted a thing saying he spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie. And the surgeon said, man, that bullet should have gone through the neck, but it was like magical. Charlie's body stopped a 30-06 bullet. But like, yo, the surgeon who worked on Charlie, if he talked to Charlie Kirk's business partner about the surgery, that is like a huge medical ethics violation right there. That would never happen. A surgeon, a medical doctor who operated on Charlie Kirk would never be having a discussion with Charlie Kirk's fucking business manager, Charlie Kirk's business partner about, oh yeah, let me tell you what happened in the surgery. Charlie's body magically stopped this bullet. Like, yo, dude. No. I know doctors. No. A doctor might have a discussion about, like, the operation with his wife, but, like, there is no surgeon who is calling up a fucking, some random business guy at 𝗙PUSA and saying, hey, let me tell you about how the surgery went. Dude, what are we talking about? There's no way that this happened. No fucking way. Yes, it is HIPAA with 2 A's, right? I think. But it is like huge medical ethics, okay? Huge medical ethics. But anyway, so here's the clip that is freaking everyone out.
What he said to me on the phone, it was supposed to be you, verbatim.
Are you serious?
But I thought that was just, he was crying, I was crying. I thought he just
legitimately
said
it was supposed to be you.
It was supposed to be you. Given everything that happened in the lead up to that, I think Charlie knew something. Biggest question that has not been answered in all of this, what happened at the Hamptons? When Bibi Netanyahu called, Bibi offered to take Turning Point USA to the next level. In exchange for what? What scares me more is considering the world that our children will inherit if we stay quiet.
Do you think he was killed because he was going against Israel?
1,000%.
Why him?
1,000%.
Lots. You go against Israel. Why not you?
Well,
Why are you still here?
I think if Andrew Kolvet is to be believed, he told me it was supposed to be me, which was an interesting thing to say.
What?
Andrew Kolvet said to me a few days after the assassination, and at the moment I just took it as poorly expressed grief, because I didn't find Andrew to be suspicious because I just didn't, my mind wasn't there. But he said to me on the phone, it was supposed to be you, verbatim.
Are you serious?
Dude.
But I thought that was just, he was crying, I was crying. I thought he just
legitimately
said
it was supposed to be you.
It was supposed to be you. So I have questions about that now. Given everything that happened in the lead up to that, I think Charlie knew something. I think the biggest question that has not been answered in all of this is what happened at the Hamptons when Bibi Netanyahu called.
I don't know about this.
Dude, that's like, what does that even mean? Andrew Kolvet called her up and said it was supposed to be you, like Candace was supposed to be shot. Like, dude, right? I mean, this is getting into like mental territory here, right? Now, Kolvet is freaking out about this because he's like, whoa. I never said that. Now, dude, Kolvet is fucking insane too, though. He's a piece of trash, okay? All of these people are. Candace, Kolvet, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, Tyler Boyer, Blake Neff, all of these people, guys, are fucking, like, completely untrustworthy, would sell you down the river for $20. All complete liars. I mean, first off, nobody would target Candace Owens because she is just a conspiracy theorist person. Okay? She is. She is like nobody takes Candace Owens seriously because Candace Owens is not an actual like mover of the people. She is just a conspiracy monetizer. Okay? Now, the thing about Charlie Kirk, and let me tell you this, okay? If Charlie Kirk was knocked off by political powers, if it was not Tyler Robinson, and if this was a political hit, it wasn't even about Charlie, guys. It was about the infrastructure of 𝗙PUSA. All right? I mean, let me just explain this. If it was a political hit job, it was real simple. Charlie Kirk was not 𝗙PUSA. Charlie Kirk was like the face man. Okay? 𝗙PUSA was Bill Montgomery It was Foster Freeze. It was a machine that was designed to weaponize young people and get Christianity into them. And that machine was used to elect Donald Trump. Okay? It was built in 2016 and the years after. It failed in 2020. And then they refined it after the insurrection, which Turning Point USA bussed people to J6. They were the fake electors. But they refined their shit and they got Trump elected in 2024. As soon as Trump got elected, Charlie Kirk was like not really necessary because they were no longer going to be electing Trump. They didn't need him to radicalize any more white dudes in fraternity houses to vote Trump, okay? As soon as Trump got elected, that infrastructure became useful in other ways. So if Charlie Kirk did get knocked off as a political hit job, he got knocked off because they wanted to shift gears of that infrastructure, okay? And then at that point, Charlie thought he was like next man up, and maybe he wasn't next man up, okay? But Charlie thought he was next man up, and maybe they were like, okay, well, we need this infrastructure, but we don't need Charlie to be next man up. So if it was a political hit job, it was about the infrastructure and not even about Charlie Kirk, you know? But now Candace is like, oh, she was the one who was supposed to be. Dude, come on. I mean, is anyone believing this? Is there anyone out here that is actually believing that Candace Owens was on this political hit list? Like, come on, man. I don't believe anyone's trying to kill Candace or ever was. And I don't believe anyone's trying to kill Erica Kirk either, or they ever would, because Erica Kirk is like, dude, she's a disaster.
So it was a couple of weeks before Charlie died, well, August 5th and 6th. He did a summit at Bill Ackman's house, or, you know, Bill Ackman was kind of hosting a bunch of pro-Israel people. And Charlie was pressed on his changing views. And he was pressed by Seth Dillon. Voices were raised. And he wanted to know why he's not, you know, why you can't criticize Bibi Netanyahu and not be called anti-Semitic. There was a smaller dinner that took place. And Bill Ackman, Erica was present. And Bibi Netanyahu called. Now, what I was told directly from Andrew Kolvet, which Erica didn't know that my source was Andrew Kolvet on this, she was surprised in person when I told her this, was that Bibi offered to take Turning Point USA to the next level. And Charlie said no. In exchange for what? Also, how does an organization that's pulling in $150 million a year, what is the next level? It's a lot of money, $100 million a year. In exchange for what? Do you think he, in exchange for him pledging to preach free markets and capitalism? So at the moment that you refuse an offer from a man that deranged, that psychopathic, that bloodthirsty,
that much power.
You know something. You know
he
something.
Obviously has
It's in exchange
an
for something.
enormous amount of influence over the current administration.
Correct.
I mean, enormous amount of influence. It's pretty fucking obvious. I think everybody's seeing it.
I mean, dude, how did these... Here's what I don't get about these MAGA shitters. You see what this guy is saying? This guy's saying, ooh, Netanyahu has enormous influence over Trump. And they're like, how did you not know that? Like, Netanyahu was Charles Kushner's good buddy. Okay, Ehud Barak is deeply connected to the Epstein shit. And he was Netanyahu's defense minister. And they're all in the Trump circle. Like, is this news to them? You know what I'm saying? They act like, oh my God, oh yeah, we're just discovering that Netanyahu and Trump, like he has influence. It's like, hello? Like, do you wake up yesterday? How the fuck did these people even like vote for this man? This shit was so obvious.
In exchange for what? I'll take your company to the next level. Cool. What in exchange for what? I think it's a $1 trillion question. And Erica, when I asked her about that, and she admitted the Bibi Netanyahu call happened, that she was there, and she said, oh, he was just calling because Charlie had written him a letter in May. And it's just so stupid. So stupid. Oh, he's not busy. He just was calling to say, hey, toodles. Like, just wanted to know how you're doing. I saw your letter. Thanks for it. And he was just, I said, that's it. Okay. So I'm supposed to believe Andrew lied about that he offered to take it to the next level. And she was coming to say, no, that didn't happen. He just wanted to just check in with Charlie. That's not true. She's lying. And I know she's lying because then somebody in Andrew Kolvet's family orbit reached out to me and said that definitively happened because Andrew said that when Charlie said no, he lost millions. Andrew Kolvet lost millions when Charlie said no. Now you wonder, how does a PR guy lose millions? He's a spokesperson for Turning Point USA, and then I had to remind myself that he owns a piece of the Charlie Kirk show, right? So I don't know if it was going to be via the Charlie Kirk show, which was at that moment with Salem. Salem has recently filed, under FARA. They're working with that Faith by Works and the whole thing, and Salem is a part of that filing. So they are effectively foreign agents. I don't know how
Dude, she is like, so that's her accusation, is that Andrew Kolvet told her that Candace Owens was supposed to be shot, but it was supposed to be her, not Charlie, but like Charlie fucking, right? Charlie was shot because he wouldn't let Netanyahu advance his organization. Okay? Now, dude, this whole setup is like guns and alcohol bottles. What is this fucking guy's man cave here is set up like a bar. I mean, this is pretty like far out there. Okay? So, right? Now, Andrew Kolvet comes in and says, whoa. Netanyahu did not offer 𝗙PUSA billions, okay? Right? And Charlie couldn't because 𝗙PUSA can't take foreign money, all right? Then he didn't lose millions when Charlie turned down said money that was never offered, right? I never told Candace any of this. I never told family members any of this. And if Israel offered us money, show us the proof, right? So he's denying it. But like, dude, isn't this wild? Like, because now Candace Owens is coming out and saying, this is where it gets like hard for me, guys, because I feel like there's two things that are happening now. Okay. And the other one that's happening with this is Tucker Carlson and Dan Bongino, because now we have two major like right-wing influencers that are directly saying the other person is flat out lying. Okay, Candace Owens is saying Andrew Kolvet told me this shit personally, and Andrew's like, no, Candace is a liar. But like, dude, Tucker and Dan Bongino are doing the same thing. Tucker Carlson is saying that Dan Bongino told me Donald Trump shut down the investigation into Butler. And Dan Bongino is saying, no, I never did. But they are like flat out now, like saying they're flat out just calling each other straight liars. I mean, we know they all lie. Right? We know that all they do is lie, but they are now just straight out like Candace isn't even like lying about whatever Charlie said. She's now lying about Andrew Kolvet And Andrew Kolvet is like, yo, no, you're lying. And then Candace comes back and says Andrew's lying through his teeth. I would take a lie detector test on this. Oh, okay. Dude, I think let's do that. I want them both to take lie detectors. Dude, I'll pay for it. Let me hire a lie detector. I want to lie detect both of these guys. He told me explicitly that 𝗵𝗡 offered to take Turning Point to the next level. Charlie said no. This was in the same conversation. He told me Charlie declined to have 𝗵𝗡 on his show. The only reason I knew 𝗵𝗡 called in the Hamptons was because of Kolvet, right? So she's saying Kolvet is lying. And she said I should add a caveat. I was never told it was millions or billions or any specific amount, just an offer to take it to the next level. I was then told from a family friend of Andrew's that when Charlie said no to 𝗵𝗡, Andrew complained he lost out on millions. Okay, that makes me think the money would have come in through the Charlie Kirk Show structure, not the 𝗙PUSA 501c3 structure. Okay, giving the subsequent Salem media FARA filings, that's what I assume. The $150 million amount did not come in from Andrew. Okay, then Andrew said again, this is Candace admitting she has zero proof. I asked for proof and she screams, I'll take a lie detector test. Dude, these guys are so crazy. But it's important to point out what she just did here. She gets called out for a bold-faced lie and then immediately retreats back to two true things that are insignificant. And she said, yes, we declined having Netanyahu on the show. And months later, Charlie Kirk took a call from him after he wrote a letter. So he's admitting to the call, but I guess the call is the call at the Hamptons. Did that actually take place? Like there apparently was a call at Ackman's house, but they're saying it was about a letter. Neither are extraordinarily. Originally, I was supposed to be her source for this, but I deny it. So all she has left is a family friend. Originally, it was about taking 𝗙PUSA to the next level, right? She can't admit that she was just wrong about this because it's a core foundational myth fueling her daily YouTube soap opera, okay? But then Candace replies to this. Hold on. So Candace then replied and said, I literally did not change one thing about my story, dumbass. I never once said it was $150 million. Go back and watch the episode. You finally admit Charlie declined to have 𝗵𝗡 on the show. Okay, then he says, no, you don't get off that easy. You're the one making the explosive claim that Israel made an offer. So where's your proof, right? There was no offer. It's a complete fiction, an internet rumor. Bloody, bloody, blah. Now, these guys are going back and forth over the course of several days with this. Okay, and then she said, this is why you've always sucked as a PR agent. You made a claim I've changed my stance. Where's your proof? I don't know, since it took you 10 months to verify every other element I reported from that call. That 𝗵𝗡 did, in fact, call in the Hamptons, that Charlie did decline to have 𝗵𝗡 on the show, and that he did receive death threats the night before. Okay? You told me 𝗵𝗡 offered to take it to the next level. Andrew, people can decide whether you've been forthcoming and honest. So, dude. Oh, shit. Dude, I mean, this is wild, though, because they are like straight out accusing each other that they're lying. But guys, there is some weird shit that's going on, though, because like, why did 𝗵𝗡 call Charlie at Bill Ackman's house in the Hamptons? I mean, that to me is weird, right? Bill Ackman is just some fucking billionaire who also has a podcast now. And he's this huge, like, you know, he was one of the guys trying to, like, help, like, sink Mamdani's campaign. So he's obviously a Zionist, all right? Bill Ackman is. And trying to get Cuomo elected in New York City. So, like, why would Netanyahu be calling Charlie Kirk at Bill Ackman's house in the Hamptons? I mean, that's weird, right? That's just a weird thing, right? Isn't it? I mean, I think that shit's weird. And then Andrew says, don't blame me for the fact you've told so many lies you can't keep track of it all, right? And then he's showing, right, as a follow-up, do you know anything about the alleged $150 million? But, I mean, that's her, like, I don't know what he's saying there, right, about that. And then she says, the first 4 points are indeed my allegations. Number 5 explicitly underscores a separate follow-up regarding a number that was being reported by other journalists at the time. Should I get Bibby on? Dude, I mean, guys, I don't really want to get too involved in this, okay? I'm serious. Like this Netanyahu Epstein loop. Well, dude, should we try and get Bibby in here? I don't think Bibby's coming on the show, but I feel like, dude, does Kermit have Bibby's number? Dude, will he show up? Should I reach out to him? I'm not sure. I mean, I just want to get Jillian Michaels. I want to get on her show. All right, so then he's replying again, why are you having a meltdown? You have no proof for your insanely slanderous claims. But see, here's the thing, like, if Candace is really lying, couldn't Kolvet, like, sue her? Right? Couldn't Kolvet sue Candace if, right, you're resorting to name-calling, personal insults? Let me see if you know how to read your own words to Shawn Ryan, right? And then he uses the clip, okay? And then she replies, he says, I think, is that where it ends up? I don't think Candace replied to this one. Yeah, she hasn't replied. So that's where he left it, like using her, ending with her same video. Bro. But, so guys, this shit though, now she though also said, okay, dude, what the fuck is up with Erica Kirk though, bro? Dude, she is crazy. Okay, so like oh, that's my video. Dude, let's go. Yes. Dude, I love it. So, oh my God, dude. What the fuck, bro? So I guess the other thing about this, guys, that's pretty wild is how in this same clip, so to recap, we now have Candace Owens going out and doing interviews saying Andrew Kolvet has directly told me things and I will take a lie detector. And she's saying that Erica Kirk is confirming the shit that Andrew Kolvet told her. And Andrew Kolvet is saying, you're a liar. Dude, I want the lie detector. I mean, don't you think? Like, I really think we should push for Candace Owens, Andrew Kolvet, Erica Kirk lie detector. I want to have that show. All right? I'm going to try reaching out to all of them and saying, okay, guys, I want to host a show with, I'll even bring film people to film this shit. A lie detector of Candace, Erica and Andrew Kolvet, like a live show with a lie detector, all three of them. I mean, let's go. Dude, let's do it. Right? Dude, truth or punk? I mean, she said she'd do it. Why not? We'll do a live show. That would be a fucking tune in. Okay? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this off. All right? They're compulsive liars. They will pass a polygraph. I mean, they're all sociopaths, but I don't know that all three, like the chances of all three passing a lie detector like on the same live show, that would be pretty tough, guys. I feel like why do I feel like this ends in a drug overdose? Oh shit. But what would happen though, guys? Like, would I, if I did that, if I did a live stream with Candace Owens and Erica Kirk and Andrew Kolvet doing a lie detector, would like a week later there would be some TMZ story about me after being sober for 19 years, he fell off the wagon and ended, right? Would I end up dying of a cocaine overdose or something with like some porn stars or some shit? Right? I mean, I could see the headline now, right? 19 years sober, political punk, 1 week after the lie detector episode, he ends up, dead in a Phoenix hotel room. Oh my God. Dude, right? I mean, that could be the story, right? Oh shit. All right, we'll work on it. But now, that's all I can do for now. Right now, though, we're gonna dance. All right, it's dance time, guys. All right, we did an extra long one. I said we were gonna be back to regular hours. It's time to dance. Oh shit, boss. You ready? It's time, baby. Not in Phoenix? Yeah, I was saying Phoenix because that's where the fucking, where the, what do you call it? 𝗙PUSA is headquartered in Phoenix, right? That's where their mainstay is Scottsdale, basically. Oh, shit. Dude, I mean, I could see the headline. Oh, shit. All right, you ready? You guys ready for a little deja vu? I'm ready. Fuck it. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Cost benefit, baby. 𝗙PUSA is trending. Dude. Oh shit. Dude, I want the lie detector. Let's get it, baby. I'm gonna get to work on it. All right? Let's see if we can make that shit happen. In the meantime, with a little deja vu. Come on, baby.
But I've known, been here before. almost a bit holy, a notion that I will make it out somehow.
Let's go! Holy shit, dude. I'm out of breath, guys! I'm in love! Yeah, yeah! But me, yeah, yeah. You, I love you. Yeah, 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 I love you. Let's go, guys! Thank you for a great night. I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay radiant. Be good.
I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure